You're watching The American on ESPN. From H.A. Chapman Stadium in Tulsa, it's Oregon State and the Golden Hurricane meeting for the first time ever. The Beavers have won 2 of their last 3, while Tulsa looks to snap a skid here at home. And welcome upstairs with NFL vet Lige Douzable, James Westling, Madison Hawk will join us here in a moment. Late in the year, we're in November, 2 wins for both teams. Surely nothing to play for today, right?
Wrong, James. What is your why? That is the question that is asked before every training camp, and that's what these players need to ask themselves. What is their why for playing football? For Oregon State, it's going to be a new coaching staff comes in. Your resume is your tape. What do you want your resume to say about you to that new coaching staff? And for Tulsa, right, if you have eligibility left, you want to be part of the solution that turns things around. So I go back to the question, what is your why?
Well, for Oregon State, they've had a tremendous season from their star running back. Anthony Hankerson needs just 31 yards today to crack 1,000.
And he could become the first Beaver running back to go for back-to-back 1,000-yard season since Jaquez Rogers did it from 2008 to 2010. He's the focal point of this offense. He's slow, built to the ground. He is going to get the ball early and often. And then we look at the other running back, A.J. Allen. Boy, did he show up in a big way versus FAU. Over 180 all-purpose yards last week. He gave them some juice, not only running the ball, but catching the ball out of the backfield. They're going to get him going today.
And for more on this matchup, we go downstairs and welcome in the 3rd member of our team. Hey, Madison.
Hey, James, you all mentioned it. Both of these teams playing for a lot right now, and because of that, you can really feel the sense of urgency down here on the sidelines. Oregon State coaches told me this week that it felt like a funeral when head coach Trent Bray was fired following the Beavers' 0-7 start. Since then, the message has been control what you can control, and today that's playing with discipline and ball security. As for Tulsa, they haven't won in 57 days, a number head coach Trey Lamb has written on his desk. However, despite those 5 straight losses, he's not ready to change anything. He's sticking and doubling down on the team's strength, guys, which is physicality, and trusting freshman quarterback Baylor Hayes to be aggressive today under center.
Lige, is that the right approach if you're Tulsa head coach Trey Lamb?
Yeah, you want to put the game in Baylor Hayes' hand because he's been your best player on offense. Not only throwing the ball down the field, but his mobility has been big for the Golden Hurricane.
Tulsa won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. Off the hop, Oregon State bringing it out of the end zone, and a hard collision around the 20-yard line. Oregon State is 2-8 on the season, but they have won 2 of their last 3 games. All that momentum went away last Saturday, though, a 21-17 loss to previously winless Sam Houston. They are quarterbacked by Jabari Johnson, young kid coming off a career high, threw for 286 last Saturday.
He was more efficient throwing the football last week, really struggled the week before in that game versus Washington State, but they have to move the launch point for him. He has to be able to see the entire picture to throw with confidence.
Hands it off to Hankerson, and he is bottled up after a gain of 3, maybe 4. Jaden Burnett got to him first for the stop.
And he's going to be the focal point of this offense, right? He's a guy that was, before that carry, only 31 yards away from going back-to-back 1,000-yard season for this Beavers offense. The offense flows through him.
Oregon State has struggled in the first quarter this season. Only 33 total points in their 10 games, and a misfire will set up 3rd down and 6. The intended target was Trent Walker.
And we already talked about it earlier, James, right? You want to move the launch point for Jabari Johnson so he can see the entire picture. Just folks that out a little bit too far in front. Their #1 receiver, Trent Walker. Nice job by number 16 right there, Devin Robinson. He is their star position player who is the slot corner. Does a nice job getting Walker to the flat right there to throw that errant throw.
3rd down and 6. Oregon State 104th in the country on 3rd down. 36% conversion clip. Pressure off the edge. He floats it. It's complete, but well shy of the marker. And the Tulsa defense forces an opening drive 3 and out.
And James, that was the same play that they tried to set up to win the game last week.
Offense will have to sit out for 1 play as his helmet came off during the down.
That was the play they tried to set up to beat Sam Houston, right? A little rub route and to get Hankerson to the flat. Nice job by number 0, Ray Coney, getting through all that trash and all that direction on the field to get to his responsibility in man coverage to the flat. He helps the Golden Hurricane get off the field on 3rd down.
Chris Wiggins is our head referee today here in Tulsa. Grayson Tempest back deep, signals for a fair catch and reels it in around the 25-yard line. The Tulsa offense, they've had back-to-back weeks over 400 yards of total offense for this Golden Hurricane club. They are quarterbacked by Baylor Hayes, the redshirt freshman. 5 200-yard games this season.
Kid plays with so much moxie. Since he's taken over, the offense has been explosive. The thing that has ailed them, James, is turnovers. We saw it last week in the first half versus FAU, right? The 2 interceptions weren't actually on Baylor Hayes, and then A.J. Allen had a critical fumble right at the 1-yard line that gets scooped and scored and goes 99 yards back the other way. So they have to be consistent in taking care of the football.
Tulsa ran over 100 plays last Saturday. Richardson between the tackles, banging his way out to the 31 to carve out 4 yards on the carry.
And one thing you'll see about Trey Lamb and his offense, they're going to go high up-tempo offense, right? They want to get Oregon State off balance.
This is a big, physical Oregon State defense. They swing it out to Richardson, a hurdle, and he is tattooed at the 35. A late flag comes in. Tyree Blake makes the tackle.
And I wonder if they're going to get number 80, Brody Foley. He was out there in the flat blocking for holding right here.
Holding. Number 80 offense, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
And it is on the tight end, Foley. Leger, your do's and don'ts when Tulsa's on offense.
Yes, for the do's for Tulsa offense, get Baylor Hayes mobile. Hayes is an athletic quarterback, and some of Tulsa's best plays have been when they use his mobility to either buy time to throw the ball down the field or use his mobility in the run game. They need to do more of that today. And a don't for the Oregon State defense. Don't allow Brody Foley to have an impact. Foley is Tulsa's best pass-catching option, and he's a mismatch for safeties and linebackers. The Oregon State defense can't allow him free access into the secondary.
He just picked up the holding penalty. Play fake. Hayes over the top has Foley open. Big target, big result. It goes for 39.
He does a nice job, right? They run this split zone fake. He gets dropped by the linebacker, number 47, who has him in man coverage, Tyree Blake. And the thing about Brody Foley, right? He's a big physical tight end, but he can actually skate a little bit right there. You saw him in the open field separate from Tyree Blake, number 47. I just talked about if you're Oregon State, you can't allow this guy free access into your secondary.
New set of downs for the Golden Hurricane. And Richardson loses 3. JoJo Johnson tattoos the tailback.
Yeah, this is going to be the battle in the trenches, right? You talked about it, James. Oregon State just looks physically imposing. Right now, the Tulsa offensive line, they are going to have to do some work today in regards to staying ahead of the chains and moving guys off the line of scrimmage so they can have a really adequate run game.
And we were talking before the game, Oregon State has an all-bus team defense. They lift the punt. Hayes out of the pocket. Dangerous in the open field, sliding down at the 24s where they'll mark him a gain of 18 for the quarterback.
And he's fired up, James. I love this. He looks to the right, looks to the left. The hole opens up to his left side. Pass rush lane responsibility. If you're the Beavers, you have to have that because I talked about Baylor Hayes using his mobility. He's been one of the better weapons for this Tulsa Golden Hurricane offense.
Richardson shoots the gap. Touchdown, Tulsa. 24 yards, 4th rushing touchdown for Dominic Richardson, and his longest gain from scrimmage since week 4.
You're going to see number 52 pull from right to left. That's Ian Mays, the freshman guard. He does a nice job opening up that hole. Nice job by Dominic Richardson getting downhill. Puts the safety in the blender right there, one-on-one with Trey Glasper. He takes a bad angle, and they get downhill and score. But it all happened because of the tempo that we talked about, James, right? The up-tempo offense, it has you discombobulated. Nice job by Trey Lamb bringing that up-tempo
A quick scoring drive by Tulsa, 5 plays, 73 yards. They had the 40-yard pass to Foley, and then these 2 plays.
Love that Baylor Hayes is being aggressive with his mobility. And right here, nice job by the offensive line on this counter play, opening up that hole for their lead back, Dominique Richardson, who finds pay dirt on the opening drive for the Golden Hurricane.
73 yards, just 5 plays, 2 minutes and change. Head coach Trey Lamb in his first year. They've had so many close losses, and they never quit last Saturday at FAU despite a large deficit at halftime.
And when we sat and talked to him, that's the thing he was encouraged by, right? He was like, even if you come and watch this practice, he said, dudes, if you came and watched this practice this week, you would think we have 7 or 8 wins. It's like, this team hasn't quit. They didn't quit the second half of FAU. They continue to go out there and show that they can get past adversity and continue to fight.
Flag comes in at the tail end of this kick return, out to around the 25.
During the return, personal foul, illegal block below the waist. Number 90 of the return team, half the distance to the goal. First down, Oregon State.
So that will set Oregon State up at around the 12. What are your do's and don'ts when Oregon State has the ball?
The dudes for Oregon State offense, get Anthony Hagerson going early. Hagerson is the focal point of this Beavers offense, and is coming off a 160-plus yard rushing game. They need to get him going early. And don't, for the Tulsa defense, don't allow Jabari Johnson's mobility to hurt you. Johnson is a very athletic quarterback that can hurt you with his legs. They have to corral him and keep him in the pocket.
Stuffed on this carry by Tim Hardiman. No gain.
This is a nice job, and it looked like there was some miscommunication up front for the Beavers offensive line because he was essentially unblocked. He slants inside, gets up the field, and makes a tackle for loss.
And Oregon State has had a ton of injuries on that group up front. 8 different starting offensive line combinations this season. Second down and 10. Already in a touchdown hole, the Oregon State offense. Jabari Johnson over the top, too far out in front of Walker, and it sets up another 3rd and long, and Johnson got popped at the end of the play.
Yeah, number 32, Hudson Bell. They run a twist game up front. The D tackle goes first. Hudson Bell comes around. He's just relentless right there because he ends up getting picked up, but he spins off the guard, and he forces that errant throw from Jabari Johnson. Nice rush right there by number 32, Hudson Bell.
A true freshman. He's been better than they anticipated coming into the season. 26 tackles, 2.5 TFLs. 3rd and long. Johnson, a screen for Wells, and Wells will get out to the 15. It brings up 4th down after a 6-yard gain, and we will see Oregon State punt for the 2nd time.
And James, if you're Oregon State, you cannot be in 3rd and long, right? Your offense isn't indicative of having a lot of success with a young quarterback and the way this offense has struggled, right? They got to be ahead of the chains. They are more of a methodically driving the ball down the field team. So 2nd and long, 3rd and long, it doesn't bode well for this Oregon State offense.
Second consecutive 3 and out, and A.J. Winsor is on to blast it away for the Beavers. Tulsa almost got a piece. Kicked out of bounds, and this will set up the Hurricane around midfield for their 2nd offensive drive, leading by a touchdown. 9:59 left in the 1st. was on the field. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Baylor Hayes went up to Dominique Richardson following that rushing touchdown and told him to stay ready, that he's going to keep going to him. And during that timeout, running backs coach Cam Martin was saying to both Richardson and A.J. Allen just to be patient, and the holes in Oregon State's defense are going to open up. Martin also emphasized tempo, guys. The same thing Trey Lamb emphasized to us last night as a key to get a win.
The offense was humming on their first series. This is their second drive of the contest, leading by a touchdown, and it starts right around midfield. The scat back, A.J. Allen, coming off a career high, 118 yards, averaged over 5 yards per carry last Saturday, picks up 5.
Yeah, and you talked about him being a scat back. He's a little bit more shiftier than Dominique Richardson. Had 2 explosive runs last week, but he was really pivotal out of the backfield, being that safety blanket for Baylor Hayes last week.
Tulsa 2-0 this year when they rush for over 200, 0-7 when they don't hit that mark. Allen pinballing outside, and he jets to the 30. First down carry and a gain of 17.
Good job by the offensive line. There's number 73, Cam Meese. He does a nice job blocking down. 65, Sean Hill pulls from left to right. And number 13 for Oregon State, Shamar McCall. He gets caught inside, which means you lose contain and leverage. Nice patience by A.J. Allen to bounce that outside and pick it up in an explosive run.
Tulsa's averaging over 10 yards per rush in the early going. Play fake, reversing field. Hayes on the scramble. Keeps the play alive and goes down at the 21. A 9-yard pickup for Baylor Hayes.
Then you're seeing the left of your screen, number 10 from Oregon State right there. He's in perfect position at defensive end. That's Zakai Zayas, but Baylor Hayes is the great equalizer with his mobility. He makes him miss and picks up about 7 or 8 yards right there, but he was in perfect position. Again, that's Baylor Hayes using that mobility that we talked about earlier in the game, getting some positive yardage for the Golden Hurricane.
Second down and 1 in the red area, just outside the 20. Play fake, Hayes looping. Flag comes in. It'll be pass interference on the Beavers. Trey Glasper was on the coverage.
Pass interference. Number 19 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And James, they always teach the quarterback to underthrow this a little bit on these fades route. This is a nice job by Zion Steptoe, working his way back. That's a veteran move. You saw him try to work through Trey Glasper to get that PI call. If you're Trey Glasper, you're in perfect position. Just get your head around and find the football. He doesn't. That's the easy DPI every time.
Sets up Tulsa first and goal at the 5-yard line. Knocking on the door, looking for their second score already. Underneath, Foley lunging, touchdown Hurricane. A 6-yard strike, and Tulsa leads by 2 scores midway through the first.
And James, similar play that he had earlier in the first drive for that explosive, right off the split zone, right to get him to the flat. Trey Glasper, number 19, he's in perfect position in cover 2. He's a flat defender. He misses the tackle. And we talked about how physically imposing Brody Foley is. You see it right there. Tiptoes the sideline and finds pay dirt to get into the end zone for the Golden Hurricane.
His 7th score this season. Seth Morgan on for the point after. And Tulsa leads 14-0 with 8:14 left in the first quarter. Baylor Hayes playing like a veteran here at home.
Yeah, they've done a nice job getting the ball to him in space. The thing is, with all these split zones that they run on offense and the action off of it, play action, you got to get hands on Brody Foley. You can't just give him access to your secondary. You see how physically strong he is right there. Breaks the tackle, finds his way to the end zone. He is their best playmaker on offense. If you're this Beavers defense, right, you have to get hands on Brody Foley. You cannot allow him free access into your secondary.
A 4-play, 51-yard, a minute 45 off the clock scoring drive for Tulsa. And they lead 14-0. The total yards, 119 to 12. Ensuing kick. Deep drive and a touchback. And if you're Oregon State, this is where you have to lean into what we talked about pregame with, where's your why? What is your why?
100%. I was interested, James, to see how this Oregon State team would respond after being up 17-0 last week and allowing 21 unanswered and losing the game to a team who previously hadn't had a win. Right now, it's not showing well. So this goes back to what we talked about, James, right? What is your why, right? Why do you play football? And then also, your tape is your resume. Like, you have to be proud of your tape. That's what you have to lean on right now if you're Oregon State. This is a massive drive. They cannot give the ball right back to the Golden Hurricane offense.
The first two drives, just 6 yards on each. 1st and 10. Johnson, too tall, intended for Walker, and that's the 3rd time that they've targeted Walker in the passing game, and nothing yet to show for it.
And Jabari Johnson right now, that's not his strength, right? Throwing a deep out from one hash all the way outside the numbers. I like what they did earlier. They got him on the move. He just ended up missing Trent Walker. Danny Langsdorff, who was taking over play calling duties, he needs to move the launch point for Jabari Johnson. And then also, Anthony Hankerson, get him going right here.
Hankerson with the carry, powers ahead for 3, maybe 4 with forward progress out to the 29. Some extracurricular, but no flags, and it's 3rd and 6 for the Beavers.
Yeah, James, been really impressed the first couple of drives with the interior defensive line of the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. They've done a really good job because we talked about it. Coming off the bus, Oregon State looks like an all-bus team, but they've been up to the task, the interior of the defensive line for Tulsa to withstand that physicalness and the run game from Hankerson.
3rd and 6. Johnson floats, one-handed grab by Wells, the control, and a first down, the first of the game for the Oregon State offense, ushered out by Linto Smith.
And that's good on good right there. David Wells, who's coming off a 100-yard game last week versus Sam Houston, versus Elijah Green, who's up for the Jim Thorpe Award. He's tied for the most interceptions in the FBS with 5 right now. Just beats him on a simple drag route. That's a man beater right there. Nice catch by David Wells going up with one hand. And they needed something like that. Maybe that'll be a drive starter now for the Beavers offense.
Hankerson on the zone read, twisted down up front by Joe Helly. Won a national championship when he was a JUCO player at Iowa Western.
Yeah, Joe Yelly, man. Talking to defensive coordinator Josh Reardon, he said he's the old grumpy man up front, right? He does a nice job disengaging from the offensive line and holding Hankerson there for only 1-yard gain.
2nd down and 9. Johnson fires offline, intended for Wells, and it's another 3rd and long. Green on the coverage.
And James, that's simply just miscommunication between quarterback and receiver. The receiver sees that Elijah Green has inside leverage, so he's breaking outside. Right there, Jabari Johnson throws it inside. That could have been a pick 6 the other way. So right now, the quarterbacks and receivers are just not on the same page.
There's a pair of Jim Thorpe Award committee members here at this game today to watch Elijah Green, who's up for that award. The Tulsa cornerback. 3rd down and 9. 4-man rush. Johnson underneath to Wells. Wells is a burner, and he's pushed out at the 45. Good enough for a first down, a gain of a dozen.
Late flag comes in, but Oregon State likes this play on 3rd and long. It's essentially a screen play. David Wells is coming from left to right, and you see the tight end number 8 out there, Bryce Caulfield, blocking. But it looks like this is going to be on Oregon State. I wonder if it's post-snap, though.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct for taunting number 1 offense. 15-yard penalty The play results in a first down. It's number one's first unsportsmanlike of the game.
A taunting penalty.
Like why? Right, you just make a really great one-headed catch. Right there on 3rd and long, you do a good job on that screenplay, getting the first down. Just go back to the huddle. Right now, you're hurting your team because now you lose 15 yards of field position. You just can't have those type of mistakes if you're David Wells.
Wells is coming off a season high. A week ago, he had 112 receiving yards. The other running back, this is Cornell Hatcher Jr., a redshirt freshman. Muscles for 3. Ashton Williams, the tackler.
Yeah, he runs with a lot of patience. Obviously, Anthony Hankerson is their lead back, but Cornell Hatcher does provide some juice as a backup to Hankerson.
Was a high school second-team All-American. LA Times back of the year in high school. 2nd down and 7. Back to Hankerson. Hankerson gets downhill and picks up 3 to make it a manageable 3rd down for the Beavers offense. They are 2 for 4 on 3rd downs today.
That's the thing about Anthony Hankerson, right? You're going to get 3 yards in the cloud of dust, 3 yards in the cloud of dust. Then he'll break one for 15. He's built low to the ground. He's tough to bring down. That's a nice physical run, to your point, James, to get it to 3rd and manageable, because the success rate for them is a lot higher in 3rd and manageable than 3rd and long. Look for Jabari Johnson to potentially use his mobility here on 3rd down.
Hankerson is flanked out wide, now goes in motion to line up in the backfield. He's the 2nd leading rusher in the country over the last 5 games. Johnson to throw, and it brings up 4th down and 4 for Oregon State.
And James, we talked about it earlier. There's not a high success rate right now for Jabari Johnson throwing those out-breaking routes from one hash all the way outside the numbers. Right there, I thought that was a perfect opportunity. You're almost in plus territory. Use his mobility. If he gets 3 or 4 yards, you go for it on 4th down. But instead, they elect to throw the ball again outside the numbers and completion because the receivers and quarterback are not on the same page.
And Johnson's a dual threat guy, to your point, almost 300 rushing yards in limited action this season, and we have not yet seen him run the ball once. Fair catch at the 15 from Tempest. That's where Tulsa will start their 3rd drive after a 39-yard punt. The Golden Hurricane offense humming on their first 2 series. What's stood out to you most?
Combination of the run and pass, right? And I love that Trey Lamb makes everything look exactly the same, right? They have that split zone, but then off of that, they have the bootleg. And we saw Brody Foley already have a touchdown and an explosive catch off of that. And then the offensive line, they've been up to the task in regards to blocking this Beaver defensive line. We saw that explosive touchdown run from Dominique Richardson earlier.
First down, Richardson gashes straight ahead out to the 20. He is running angry today. A gain of 5 yards on the carry. Sullivan, the tackler.
James, so much for him being banged up, right? The coaching staff said they were going to try to take some carries off of him. Dominique Richardson cares nothing about that. I talked about it earlier. He seeks out contact. Look at that. That's one-on-one with the safety in the hole. After contact gets an additional 2 or 3 yards, that's his game. He's all about physicality.
On 2nd down, handoff, and it's buried up front by that massive Oregon State defensive line, a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, Ty G. Hill, who's their best interior defensive lineman. They do a run stunt right there. They slant him inside. He's able to penetrate, get in the backfield, and stop Richardson before he can get any yards.
Hill's a former 4-star player out of high school, transfer from LSU. This is the first 3rd down of the game for the Tulsa offense. 3rd and 6. Backed up inside their own 20. Empty set. Hayes climbing the pocket, and it's nearly intercepted off the hands of Sullivan. A late flag comes in towards the tail end.
But he's going to be holding on the offensive line. But Aiden Sullivan is one of their best defensive players.
Holding, number 73 offense. Please decline. Play results in a 4th down.
And James, Aiden Sullivan is so athletic. You're going to see it right here in this play. He's in zone coverage. He's just reading the eyes right there. Baylor Hayes, as soon as he tries to step up and find that crosser, he gets in the passing lane and bats that ball down. That was a much-needed 3 and out. And you see the rush up top. I believe that's Takari Hickle getting held by Cam East right there. Nice job on that inside move to draw the holding flag. Big-time stop by the Beavers defense.
Angus Davies on to blast it away, holds the NCAA record for longest punt this season, 80 yards, and Walker reels in a fair catch at around the 37.
And James, I know he wants that one back because there was nobody near him. He could have gained 10 to 15 yards of space before a defender was even near him. He's a veteran player who is one of their best and their lead receiver right now. So there was an opportunity right there to put them in plus territory with that return. I know he wants that return back.
Walker was really good the first 7 games this season. He was averaging close to 100 receiving yards in those first 7, but just 15 in his last 3 games. On first down, Oregon State's offense back on the field, and Hankerson corkscrews ahead for a gain of 4.
And I love it, right? They're going 2-back set right here. 21 is in the backfield. Cornell Hatcher, who essentially becomes the lead blocker on that running back sweep. They had a lot of success doing this the last 2 weeks. I was wondering, would Danny Langsdorf come to this early? Right there, they get one of their better runs on first down.
6 carries today, 17 yards for Hankerson in this first quarter. Oregon State is 26-8 since 2021 when they rush for over $175. They lean on the ground game. Throw to the outside, and Elijah Green throws a blanket on Wells. Forward progress, it's a gain of 8.
That's a nice job by David Wells working back to the football. You'll see a lot of receivers on that stop route or hitch route, we call it, right? Not work back to the football, which allows the DB to make the play. You talked about Elijah Green was all over that, but that was a heads-up play by David Wells working back to the football.
3rd and 2. Under center, Hankerson with a cutback run, and he powers down to the Tulsa 46 for a first down. Best run of the game so far for Hankerson, a gain of 8.
Nice job by the offensive line. He actually would have got more yards, but he runs into his guard, Tyler Bolton, number 79, right there. But good job by the offensive line on 3rd and 2 there in plus territory. Expect run there because if they gain 1 yard, they were most likely going for it on 4th down. But that was one of the better runs today with the offensive line being able to get to the second level.
Hankerson has 25 yards. He needs just 6 more to crack 1,000 for the year. Play fake. Johnson escapes trouble and goes down inside the 40. Picks up 7 yards on first down, and that's where he's dangerous.
Yeah, and the thing is, he doesn't have top flight speed, but short area quickness. He has nice job, right? He looks to the left, looks to the right, doesn't like what he sees, makes a defender miss, and gets to the outside. And to your point, James, that's where he's really dangerous. That's a nice job, just getting a positive gain on first down.
Redshirt sophomore, 4-star out of high school from Tacoma, Washington, was the number 3 overall player in the state and the number 7 dual threat quarterback national. Hankerson runs into trouble. Twisted down by Josh Anglin and Ty Cooper.
That's a nice job. Ty Cooper was earned on the edge. He does a nice job setting that edge to force the ball back inside. You're going to see from inside out, number 26, Josh Anglin, one of their more athletic linebackers. He does a nice job shooting that gap and holding Hankerson for a loss right there.
Another 3rd down, 3rd and 4 for the Beavers.
But love for them to move the launch point for Jabari Johnson right here. Get him on the move where he has an option to run it or throw the football.
Already their 7th 3rd down in this first quarter. Scanning, and that one is too high for his running back, Hankerson. It's 4th down and decision time for the Beavers.
I believe they'll go for it because they're in plus territory. This is entirely too far for their field goal kicker, but that's also what has plagued Jabari Johnson, right? He's been high on some throws. We saw it earlier with Trent Walker where the ball sails over him and he had to step on the defender. Right there, the running back, Anthony Hankerson, has a step on Josh Anglin, number 26, but Jabari Johnson airmails the pass.
Johnson completed 69% of his passes a week ago. Johnson, backside pressure, trying to dance loose. Tripped up, it's a sack on 4th down. Burnett got there first. Johnson wraps up the quarterback, a loss of 10.
And James, we talked to Coach Lamb about Jaden Burnett. He does a really good job here, right, on the snap.
Game clock operator, please put 11 seconds on the game clock.
Beating the offensive tackle out of his stance. That's number 73, Tyler Morano. He beats him out of his stance, bends the edge, and then Nakai Johnson finishes off that sack. That's a big-time stop for the Golden Hurricane.
So Oregon's drive stalls at around midfield, and Tulsa leading by 2 touchdowns. They take over at the 50. Presley outside, he has wiggle, and he slices ahead for a gain of 11. It's a first down run. On the final play of the first quarter, Tulsa in control.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Start of the second quarter, Tulsa leads it 14-0, and Madison is with Coach Trey Lamb.
Coach, 88 rushing yards there in the first quarter. What led to the fast start?
Yeah, I mean, our guys are ready to go in the locker room. I told them the most exciting team to play today is going to be the one that wins, and I like our energy right now. We got to keep it up.
You told us you wanted your quarterback, Baylor Hayes, to be dynamic in this game. What do you make of the way he's been able to extend plays?
Yeah, he's been good so far. We got to keep getting him comfortable. I haven't thrown it a whole lot. We're running the ball at a high rate. Look to throw it some here in this drive to get him going.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks. James.
Tulsa's averaging almost 9 yards per carry in that first quarter, and they go back to the well. A pickup of 4 between the tackles for A.J. Allen, brought down by Blake. And a notable nugget, that last drive, Aiden Sullivan, who's the linebacker for Oregon State, actually trotted off the field into the locker room.
Yeah, that's a major loss for them. He's their best linebacker. We talked about how athletic he was. You saw him make that big-time play on third down, batting the ball down to get the Beavers off the field. So that's a tough blow if he's not able to return for the Beavers.
We'll certainly keep an eye on his status. Allen making something out of nothing. jitterbugging for a gain of a yard.
Yeah, number 98, Thomas Collins, has him in the backfield for a loss. But this is what we saw from A.J. Allen last week versus FAU. Like, yes, he's a shifty back, but he has really good contact balance. You saw him bounce off 3 or 4 defenders right there to get some positive yards there to keep this to a manageable third down.
Went over 100 yards for the second time in his career last week. 3rd down and 5. This is 4-down territory for the Hurricane, and Hayes keeps it himself. The quarterback calling his own number, and he wasn't much of a rusher the first half of the season.
I think a late flag on number 52, Ian Mays, finishing the play. But you see him, he pulls from right to left on this quarterback counter. He does a nice job. Nice read by Baylor Hayes, not giving that ball to Grayson Tempest. He saw that there was some space in the middle. Nice block by 52, Ian Mays. Love the aggressiveness. Just got to be smart at the end of the play.
Mays is a freshman offensive lineman, starting his 2nd straight game.
The play results in a 1st down. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 52 offense. 15-yard penalty, and it will be 1st down, Tulsa.
So it comes after the play. Still, they get the 1st down, but it sets them back 15.
And right there, if you're Trey Lamb, I don't even know if you say anything to Ian Mays, right? As a coach, I would rather tell my guy to slow down than sick him, right? You're being physical running the football. We talked about them having 88 rushing yards in the 1st quarter. I love that aggressiveness. Just be smart. Play through the echo of the whistle, not past the whistle.
On 1st down, Hayes feeling the heat. Tempest on the outside, darts out of bounds. A gain of a couple, a gain of 2, and it makes it 2nd down.
Yeah, Coach Lamb just told our Madison that he wants to get Baylor Hayes in a rhythm throwing the ball. He hasn't had to throw it because they've been able to run the ball at will, but you see it right there. Just get him an easy throw to the flat to build up that confidence in this young quarterback.
Hayes hasn't been sacked yet in this game. In the 2 Tulsa wins, he has not been sacked at all. Handoff to Allen, and Allen runs into traffic. No gain. It's 3rd down and 9 for the Hurricane offense.
This is one of the few 3rd and longs Tulsa Golden Hurricane offense has had. Let's see right here if this Oregon State defensive line can really pin their ears back. They haven't been able to because they've been in 3rd and manageable, 3rd and short.
There's the sack numbers. Sacked 5 times last week at FAU, 21 times in their losses. On 3rd down, Hayes, snap throw, and Tempest goes down on his own power to avoid a big hit. A loss of 1, and it's 4th down and 11 at the 41-yard line for the Hurricane. They'll bring out their special teams punting unit.
Yeah, if he had gained maybe 5 yards there, Trey Lamb likes to be a little bit more on the aggressive side. But nice job by Jaleel Tucker, number 22. Brody Foley, number 80, the tight end, was blocking him in the flat. You're going to see him trigger right here, forces Grayson Tempest inside. Nice job by number 47, Tyree Blake, coming from inside out to tackle Tempest for a loss.
Davies trying to pin the Beavers deep. And it's fair caught at the 7-yard line. 14-0, Tulsa on top here at home over Oregon State from the Pac-12. Running back Anthony Hankerson needs just 7 more yards to crack 1,000 for the second straight year for the Beavers.
Yeah, they got to get him going in this second quarter. Not enough carries in that first half. They're a team, again, that likes to have methodical drives, right? I like that they have the 2-back set in because he's had a lot of success doing that this year.
From the shadows of their own end zone, Hankerson spun down, no gain. Byron Turner with the tackle.
And he plays extremely hard on that defensive line. He's a guy that you don't have to worry about effort. Look, does a nice job disengaging right there from number 77, Keon Cox, then coming down the line of scrimmage and getting that tackle for no gain. Nice physical play right there from Byron Turner.
Turner had 3 sacks in the opener against ACU. First time that had been accomplished in an opener since '09 for a Tulsa defender. On second down, delayed blitz, and Johnson is just 5 of 12 passing in this first half.
And James, high again right there. That's a simple stop route again by number 7, Trent Walker. And I'm looking at his mechanics right there. He's leaning back when he throws it instead of stepping on that front foot and letting the football go. So, again, if you're Danny Langsdorf, who's essentially the play caller right now, get some easy throws for him. Get him on the move. He's comfortable throwing the ball on the move right now. He is really struggling to find his confidence throwing the ball down the field.
Could be mechanics, could be a lack of confidence. After the loss to Sam Houston, it's 3rd and 9. Beavers are 3 for 7. Johnson, the young quarterback, trying to climb the pocket. Hits Hankerson. Hankerson surrounded by blue jerseys, and he's out of bounds. Ashton Williams.
It's going to be just short.
4th and 1. There's a flag out on the play. Williams made the stop.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 54 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that's Turner, who we were just praising moments ago. That's a killer.
Yeah, that's the thing. He plays extremely hard. You see him, he continues to run. Just got to be smart right there. The ball is gone. They're going to give you 1 step. That's maybe 2 steps right there. Ref's going to call that every time. Again, just pull up right there because you do a good job. Everybody rallies to the football. You stop them 2 yards short of the first down, but because of that personal foul roughing the passer, you give new life to this Beavers offense.
Movement up front, a freebie for Oregon State. So Johnson takes a shot, and it's incomplete. It'll be 1st and 5. Nakai Johnson jumped way across the line before the snap.
Offside. 88 defense, 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Johnson coming off maybe his best game of the year last week.
Oh, yeah, definitely pass rushing right there. He just jumps early. Heads up play by Jabari Johnson. You know you got a free play. Throw it down the field. Tries to find number 12, Zach Card. And right there, it seemed like Elijah Green stopped on the play, but you see the makeup speed of him coming back and be able to dislodge that to make sure it's not a completion.
The Oregon State coaches preaching 1 play at a time. All week long was their message. And Johnson skates ahead for a first down.
And
Ashton Williams, the tackler.
I just talked about having a heads-up play to play before that. That was almost a pick 6. You're going to see it to the bottom of your screen. Devin Robinson, number 16, you can't see it. He jumps that screenplay. So that's a heads-up play by Jabari Johnson to not throw that pass and get what you can get on first down.
A gain of 9 sets up 2nd and 1. Stretch play. Muscling left for a first down. They pick up 3 on the ground. Hatcher, the ball carrier, and it moves the chains.
And if you're this Beavers offense, right, you got bailed out by a personal foul. You had an offside penalty that allows you to be in 1st and 5. It's time to pay it off, right? Tulsa is giving you new life on offense. Let's see if they can continue to get Hankerson going. And again, if you're Danny Langsdorf, get Jabari Johnson on the move. He's comfortable throwing on the run. Give him the option to use his mobility or throw the football.
1st and 10 for the Beavers. Play fake. Johnson looking deep. It's covered up, and he's buried. A Tulsa sack. Ty Cooper brings down the quarterback.
And James, they go max protection. They want to take a shot down the field. They keep the tight ends in and block. There's only one receiver on the route. I believe it's David Wells on a post route. Nice job by Lento Smith, the safety, being where he needs to be as a half-field safety. And then Elijah Green underneath. Right there, Jabari Johnson has nowhere to go. Ty Cooper continues to rush and picks up a big sack.
Third sack of the year for Cooper. Oregon State is behind the chains. And Hatcher rumbles right for just a yard. It's third down and long.
We talked about this earlier, James. Like, this isn't indicative of Oregon State having a lot of success. I mean, any offense, even if you're a high-powered offense, 3rd and 17, there's not a lot of plays in the playbook. So wouldn't be surprised here if this is a run or a quick screen, right, just to get the ball out of Jabari Johnson's hand, because you don't want to compound a mistake on 3rd and 17 by turning it over right here.
Screenplay or maybe a deep toss 500. In and out of the hands of their tight end, Gabe Milborn. On the screen, it's 4th and 17 for Oregon State, and they'll punt again.
And even that pass was high, right? Gabe Milborn is 6'4". He had to reach up and try to get that pass on the screenplay, and it was actually set up. He might have actually had an opportunity to be close to picking up a first down, but again, an errant throw by Jabari Johnson. Ball is high. The Golden Hurricane get off the field on 3rd down.
A.J. Windsor on the
Oh,
punt.
the offense is still out there.
On 4th and 17.
He might punt this.
Johnson, the quarterback. And there's the pooch, and he shanked it. Sends it on a direct line into his own bench. With 8:10 to go in the second quarter, Tulsa leading by 2 scores. And they mark it out right at the 50. A 13-yard punt. It's all Tulsa here at home.
Right there, don't understand this play. Malik Murphy's done this earlier, but you get a shank punt from your quarterback, and you give the Golden Hurricane great field position.
Lige, this was 4th and 17. I mean, even the guy in section 402 knows they're not going for it here.
Yeah, don't really understand the call. You get it shanked, and now you give Tulsa the ball in really good field position.
1st and 10, Golden Hurricane. Flea flicker. Hayes, one-on-one. Tempest in the neighborhood. Flag comes in. It'll be pass interference.
And James, we literally were just talking about it, right? If I'm Tulsa, I'm taking a shot here after a shank punt. And right there, number 17, Skylar Thompson, their best defensive player. I don't know why he leaves the corner on an island. That was a one-man route.
Zero defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's Kobe Singleton on the coverage.
Watch this replay. You're going to see in the middle of your screen, number 17, Skylar Thompson. See how he just drifts off to the left? There was no other route. That was a flea flicker max protection, one-man route where Grayson Tempest don't understand what Skylar Thompson was seeing right there. It was a cover 3 deep defense, 3 deep, 4 underneath. Right there, he could help the corner out. He drifts off to nobody, and you get a PI.
New set of downs, 1st and 10. Back-to-back drives starting at midfield for Tulsa. In the hole, he hits Foley, his 3rd catch, a gain of 6. Things crumbling for Oregon State. Madison, what are the vibes like down on the sideline?
Well, James, that pass interference call definitely doesn't help. Flat is the best word to describe the feeling down here on the Oregon State sidelines. One guy, though, that is bringing the energy is interim coach Rob McKee. We talked to him this week, and we were all ready to run through a brick wall for this guy. He's trying to pour energy into his team, trying to initiate a spark with the guys being down 14-0 right now.
Yeah, love his approach. 2nd down, a flag has already come in on this play, and Hayes dances out of bounds after a yard.
I believe it's going to be a legal formation. Jaquan Adams detaches from the offensive tackle position and goes out wide, and they have number 23, the tight end, Landon Lucas, on the line of scrimmage, but I believe Jaquan Adams needed to be on the line.
Illegal formation, more than 4 in the backfield. Offense, 5-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
More than 4 in the backfield.
Yeah, so that was it. They detached Jaquan Adams. He needs to be on the line of scrimmage right there. He was off the ball right there, so now you have too many men in the backfield. All right, some trickery right there from Trey Lamb, but they just don't execute and line up properly.
Tulsa's been penalized for 50 yards in this first half, 55 for Oregon State. 2nd down and 9. Hayes, shovel pass. Foley stays on his feet. The big man can dance. He's more than just a big body. 1st down, Tulsa.
Getting it to him in a multitude of ways right there. You get the shovel pass. Nice job by Sean Hill, number 65, pulling around. You see him right there. He makes number 47, Tyree Blake, miss. Fleet of foot for a big guy that stands at 6'6", 260 pounds. Nice job by Brody Foley, making a few guys miss. Getting an explosive catch on that shovel pass.
21 yards. Hayes ejected from the pocket, and he throws it away. It's 2nd down and 10. Does not play like a redshirt freshman. His decision making.
As the quarterback was outside the pocket and the ball went beyond the line of scrimmage.
What have you seen from Hayes in terms of the mental aspect of the game?
Yeah, love that he's bounced back. And I don't even want to say he's bounced back because those 2 interceptions last week weren't actually on him. One was Zion Steptoe not running the proper route on the slant route, and then the other one went off Brody Foley's hands. So I love that he has full command of this offense. And the thing is, with his confidence and moxie, everybody else plays with confidence as well.
That was a pin. Incomplete, intended for Don L.G., who the coaches say this kid has tons of potential for a breakout game.
Yeah, they said they were going to get him more reps. They were excited to see him play. He almost comes down with a one-handed back shoulder fade. He's manned up right there with number 0, Kobe Singleton. Just isn't able to corral the football.
3rd and 10. What's the call here?
Right here, I would move the launch point for Baylor Hayes. He's been their most dangerous weapon with his mobility. Move him around, right, where he has the option, if nothing is open downfield, where he can run the football.
Hayes to his safety valve, Richardson, and Richardson is covered up, hit at his ribs. Forward progress gives him 7 or 8. It's 4th down.
Yeah, usually you would see Trey Lamb be aggressive right here, but the way his defense is playing, I think they're going to go ahead and take the field goal.
Singleton and Aiden Sullivan's back on the field for Oregon State, combined on the tackle. They'll bring out Seth Morgan, who's 13 for 16 this season.
Nice job by the Oregon State defense, bowing up in the red zone right there, right? Holding Tulsa to this field goal attempt. That was a nice vice tackle between Aiden Sullivan and Kobe Singleton.
It's a 25-yard try, a chip shot. Morgan puts it right through. Tulsa leads by 17. It's 17-0. 5:33 to go before the half. Could be a change at quarterback for Oregon State. And Ligier, you break down more film than John Gruden. So what was going on with Jabari Johnson?
Yeah, when you just look at his mechanic and footwork, you see he's leaning back. He's not really putting a lot of pressure on that front foot. And right there, a simple throw on a screenplay, that's a tight end at 6'4". He even overthrows him. So looks like there could be a potential change at quarterback. We'll see who's going to come out on this next drive.
There's his numbers, 6 for 14, 43% completion rate, 44 yards. Malik Murphy was warming up during that last time out. He's the Duke transfer who started the first 6 games of the season. Ensuing kick is a shorter one. Returnable for the Beavers. Pinballing to the boundary. Nice return out to the 40. Washington, a 32-yard return, and it is Malik Murphy. Here's his numbers for the season, but he was really good. Went 9-3 as the starter last year at Duke.
Yeah, he's a big, physically imposing quarterback. Just look at him. He looks bigger than everybody in the huddle. The ball really zips out of his hand. And then another note to point out, remember that Washington State game, Jabari gets banged up. He comes in and leads them to victory 2 weeks ago.
Down by 17. They run it with Hankerson, and Hankerson is belted after a 2-yard pickup. Makes it 2nd down and 8. Anglin, his 2nd tackle.
It'll be interesting to see how the playbook opens up pass-wise with Malik Murphy in the game. He's also a capable runner, not as good as Jabari Johnson, but he has some good mobility.
He broke Duke's single-season touchdown record last year, 26 tosses. Has some zip on that pass to the outside. 3rd and 1 after a gain of 7, caught by Wells. Green on the coverage.
And that's going to be one of the battles to really key in on today. David Wells coming off a 100-yard game versus Elijah Green, the best corner maybe in the American Conference. Nice timing throw between him and Malik Murphy right there.
Hankerson sneaks through for a 2-yard gain to move the chains. A really late couple of flags come flying with 4:39 to go before intermission.
Somebody's helmet's off right there. I believe that Xander Esty, number 70, will have to go to the sideline for one play.
It's been musical chairs on this Oregon State offensive line all year. 8 different starting combinations up front.
The play results in a first down. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 88 defense, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 70 offense. Those penalties offset, it'll be first down Oregon State. This is the unsportsmanlike for both players. Number 70 can remain in the game as his helmet came off through foul.
All right, thank you, Chris. Chris Wiggins, our referee. Here's the replay.
Yeah, right there you see Etsy just trying to finish the play, and you see Nakai Johnson grabs his helmet and pulls it off. It's a nice call by the ref, right, putting the penalty on both of those guys.
Maybe some frustrations mounting from 2-win seasons for both these teams. There's no history between these two programs. It's their first ever meeting. Oregon State has ventured into plus territory. Hankerson, another flag.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold on the offensive line. Nakai Johnson does a nice job, number 88, causing that hold on the edge. You saw Hankerson bounce outside. It was because Nakai Johnson was being held.
Holding, number 70 offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
That's Esty, Xander Esty, the guilty party.
See it to the right of your screen right there. Right, he doesn't know that Hankerson is going to the outside, so he gets that last little grab on Nakai Johnson. The ref from behind sees that, throws the flag.
And those were the two guys tussling when the helmets came off on the previous play.
Looks like they got a little personal beef, James.
Late November, 2-win teams. I'm here for it. And you touched on this at the open. I mean, this is basically an audition each
Correct.
and every week for everybody on this football field.
Your tape is your resume. Before you even think about going to the portal, that's the first thing that a coach is going to see. Even for Oregon State, the new coaching staff that comes in, before they even talk to you, they're going to watch the tape. What does that tape say about you?
Murphy bouncing on the balls of his feet, fires it incomplete. Williams on the coverage. Zach Williams, a blossoming sophomore in that Tulsa secondary.
Does a nice job in zone coverage, covering and coming downhill, eating up that cushion. You see him right there. He's a half-field safety. He does a nice job on that over route, closing to Trent Walker and getting a PBU right there.
Walker has been targeted 4 times, but no catches. 2nd and 15. Less than 4 to play in this second quarter. Oregon State still scoreless. On the outside, there's the 5th target for Walker and another missed connection. It's 3rd and long.
But this is what happens when you get behind the 8 ball, right? You get that holding play on first down. We talked about it earlier, whether it's Jabari Johnson or Malik Murphy, it isn't indicative of this Oregon State offense to have a lot of success when they're in 2nd and 15 or 2nd and 17. Now they're in 3rd and 17.
And Murphy, he has an NFL arm. He can really spin it at 6'5", 234. 3rd and 15.
I would look for him to push the ball down the field. This is an opportunity. If you're going to punt it anyway after this, give one of your receivers a chance down the field.
Trying to set up the screen, and Tulsa is all over it. 4th down and 15. Wanted Wells on the screen play.
And number 0, Ray Coney, said, I've seen this play before, right? We talked about this earlier, James. They picked up a first down on that same exact play on that little drag screen play right here to David Wells. Right here, Ray Coney's right there in his hip pocket, forces an errant throw, and the Golden Hurricane defense gets off the field.
And Byron Turner got his hands up like he's guarding a 3-point shooter to make things difficult. for Murphy. Tulsa coming after the punt for the second time. High spinner backing up Tempest. He'll field it inside the 5-yard line, trying to turn the corner, and he's collared out of bounds at the 15. No flags. And Tulsa will be 85 yards from pay dirt after a 51-yard punt, best of the day for Oregon State.
Nice job by Grayson Tempest, right? Because they always teach you usually put your heels at the 5 or 10-yard line. If the ball goes behind you, let it bounce and go into the end zone. But he does a good job catching it right at the 5, getting upfield, getting some positive yards. That way Tulsa isn't all the way backed up within the 5-yard line. That was literally a nice return by Grayson Tempest right there.
Hayes is having another rock-solid game here at home. He was fantastic 2 weeks ago against Temple. Threw for a career-high, late-game heroics. The total offense, a huge discrepancy, about a 100-yard difference. All right, Lige, you played on the defensive line. This Oregon State defensive front is massive. How has Tulsa handled it?
The offensive line has come to work today. They put their hard hats on, and the refs are moving the ball back right here. I think they say they saw a fair catch symbol. I think he was just putting his hand up.
Replay has reviewed the previous play. The punt return team gave a fair catch signal and caught the ball at the 5-yard line. It's first down, Tulsa at the 5.
Was it a fair catch, or was he blocking the sun?
And that's the thing, like, it's tough, right? When the sun is out like that, I've seen so many returners. Let's see. Yeah, I was going to say he barely had his hand up for a second. I think he was just trying to gauge where the football was, and unfortunately, it hurts the Golden Hurricane. If I'm them and I'm backed up right here, I'm going to hand the ball off to Richardson to try to get some space.
From their own 5-yard line, and Richardson getting through that first wave for another solid chunk of 4.
Yeah, you asked what has been going on and why they've had success. The offensive line, they've come to work today. I talked about how they've had their hard hats on. They've done a good job in some of these G-scheme runs. And when I say G-scheme runs, counters, powers, they're pulling guards. We've seen Sean Hill, 65. We've also seen number 52, Ian Mays, do a nice job getting to that second level, pulling not only for the quarterback, Baylor Hayes, on run games, but also for the running back, Dominic Richardson.
There's a lot of beef on that Oregon State defensive front. Richardson breaking through one would-be tackle to pick up the first down, a gain of 8 for Dominic Richardson.
And we go back and say, James, so much for him being banged up, right? Look how physical he is on this inside zone. Makes the first guy miss, then he runs through contact. We always talk about yards after contact. He does a really good job. Initial contact happens, he gets an additional 3 yards.
Blake made the tackle. He's filling in today for an injured Dexter Foster at a middle linebacker spot. Hayes, blanket coverage. Put it on the money, though, intended for G. And it's second down and 10. Kobe Singleton redeeming himself after a PI earlier in the game.
Singleton does a really good job being physical right there at the line of scrimmage and through the catch point. Gee tries to come and catch that ball on that slant route. He does a nice job putting that arm through there, dislodging that to force the PBU.
Second down and 10. Hayes, play action, a bomb, one-on-one. G with the circus catch for the Hurricane. 38 yards through the air.
Oh my goodness, James. As a receiver, we always talk about late hands. Just watch to the bottom of your screen. Donnell G, the freshman, late hands, goes up and plucks that out of the air.
Offense, their first and only warning of the game.
I mean, the DB can't do anything because he doesn't show his hands. You're going to see the one-on-one matchup right here. Look how he's looking back. And then late hands. You see it right at the last second. He plucks it out of the air. Nice, accurate throw by Baylor Hayes to give his young freshman an opportunity on the outside. What a catch by Donnell G.
This is a 2-minute timeout. Please reset the game clock.
2-minute timeout. Tulsa on top, 17-0 with momentum. Well, Tulsa's had 5 explosives in this first half. They lead 17-0. And this is a freshman, Donnell G.
And Trey Lamb said that Donnell G, Grayson Tempest, and Zion Steptoe, they were going to really lean on them in this game. Those are the guys that have to step up if they're going to win this game. What a catch by a true freshman. I talked about it. That was a vet move. Showing your hands late so the DB can't react. Nice catch right there by Donnell G.
And you know the moment will never be too big for him because he plays in a 20,000 capacity, $60 million stadium in Allen, Texas in high school. Northeast suburb of Dallas. Powering ahead for a gain of 7 on first down. Tulsa continues to march.
I mean, James, you don't think Dominique Richardson sat back last week and saw all the success A.J. Allen had and is coming out here running with purpose? I mean, he seeks out contact, but it seems like he's taking it to another level in this game. I just love the physicality that he's run with in this first half.
Rushing the football, apparently contagious. That's a direct snap, a trick play. Hayes weaving through traffic. Darting out of bounds at the 30-yard line. How about that misdirection?
Man, and it seemed like it was discombobulated in the beginning, right? You have a direct snap to your running back, and then Baylor Hayes almost runs into his right tackle right there, Cam East, but he does a nice job getting up the field, getting the first down, and getting out of bounds.
Run out by Vendrawale. A first down play. A Baker's dozen 13. And Hayes is up to 44 yards rushing, 117 passing. He's been super efficient. 6th play just moments ago. This is play 7 on this drive that's already marched over 60 yards. Remember, it started at Tulsa's own 5-yard line. Richardson ahead for 6 more.
Look at the center right here in the center. Number 62. Pancake block right there on number 2, Aiden Sullivan. We talked about it earlier. This offensive line has come with their hard hats on, and they're playing physical.
Outside to Foley. It'll bring up 3rd and 2 after a couple. I see Lige Douzable getting excited about 2 things in life. Pancake blocks
Timeout.
and
Oregon
wings.
State, their first of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
No question, James. I just love trench play right there, and I love the physicality that this Tulsa Golden Hurricane offensive line has brought. We talked about it. We knew that was going to be the battle that was going to be in question. We look at the size of the defensive line from Oregon State. But, man, has the Golden Hurricane offensive line been up to the task today.
So this is 3rd and 2 at the 23-yard line. Tulsa scored on their first 2 drives of the contest out of a 30-second timeout with 1 minute to play before the half. Trey Lamb has to love what he's seen on both sides of the ball. It's not – the offense has kind of overshadowed what the Tulsa defense has been able to do.
Defense has played really well. 3rd and 2 right here. Would not be surprised if Dominique Richardson runs the ball here. You get 1 yard, you're probably most likely going for it on 4th down.
Richardson, a jump cut, trying to stay upright, and he's ripped down backwards.
Another
loss of 1.
Richardson on the carry is flagged down.
Skylar Thomas, the stopper.
Sideline warning. Defense, their only warning of the game. Timeout, Oregon State, their 2nd timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
It's the 2nd sideline warning. 1 on each team in this first half. Dominic Richardson, 10 carries, 52 yards. Tulsa taking on all challengers. They've been breaking a ton of tackles today.
Man, I love how the offensive line has come out. You see A.J. Allen right here. He bounces to the outside. We talked about it. He's kind of like that change of pace back. But this guy has been the focal point of the offense. Look how physical he is running the football today. The first guy never brings him down, and then he seeks out the contact. This was a touchdown run earlier. James, me and you may have scored that one because the offensive line did a really good job parting the Red Sea for their lead back. But I love the mentality of how this Tulsa Golden Hurricane offense has come out. Looks like Trey Lamb's going to be aggressive here on 4th down.
132 to 29, the rushing difference in favor of Tulsa. 4th and 3. They need the 21-yard line. Hayes, the throwback, completes it, and it's blown up by Singleton, chopping down the big tight end for a loss of 4.
That's a great job by Kobe Singleton. He stays backside, so they bring Brody Foley across. It's a throwback to the tight end, but he doesn't bite on the play fake to the other side. He does a nice job in zone coverage, chopping down Brody Foley, and getting the Beavers off the field on 3rd down.
Form tackling at its finest. And giving Oregon State some life with 46 seconds to play before the half. Complementary football. Can the offense carry the momentum?
Yeah, if you're Oregon State here, you want to try to come away with at least 3 right before half.
Malik Murphy has spelled Johnson at quarterback. His second drive, and he hands it off to Hankerson, picks up a yard. Oregon State's down to 1 timeout. Dax Collins, the stopper for Tulsa. Murphy spins it in a tight window. Eddie Freeoff, the intended target. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, he tries to hit his big-time receiver, Eddie Freeoff, in the void right there in zone coverage. We call that a hole shot. You got a high field safety right there, which becomes the corner, and then a flat defender, which was number 16, Devin Robinson. Just a little bit inaccurate with the ball right there.
3rd and 9, 21 seconds left. Movement, there's the flag. It was the left guard.
False start. 64 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Ryan Berger.
Yeah, if you're Malik Murphy, you got to just be smart with the ball right here. Let's not forget, Oregon State gets the ball coming out at half. Right, the last thing you want to do is give the ball away and turn over, and they just run the ball.
3rd and 14. Will Tulsa call a timeout? Yes. The Hurricane burn there first with 15 seconds left.
Tulsa, their first of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Game clock operating, please put 17 seconds on the game clock.
And Hankerson on that last carry.
Thank you.
Not quite the dramatic fashion that maybe they were hoping, but he has surpassed 1,000 yards rushing this season. Becomes the first Oregon State running back to break 1,000 for the 2nd straight year in quite some time. He's only the 6th Oregon State running back to do that all time within their program.
Man, a really good feat, especially in this era of college football where guys routinely don't even stay on the same team for multiple years. So kudos to him getting back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. You talked about it, only 6 guys have done that, and there's been some great running backs that have come through Oregon State.
You brought up Jaquez Rogers.
Correct.
About Steven Jackson. They've had some dudes. Oregon State on the punt. Tempest back deep. Sails over his head. Angles right along the numbers. And Oregon State, they will down the football at the 7 with 4 seconds to play before the half. A 61-yard punt. Well, your thoughts on the first 2 quarters for Tulsa leading by 17?
There's been a dominant performance by the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. And you talked about it. The defense hasn't gotten enough love for what they've done this first half. They've been dominant in the trenches as well. The corners have played well. But you have to love how Baylor Hayes and this offense has operated at a high level, running the football. And when they needed to throw it, they've been able to do it. They got big pass plays from Brody Foley and also Donnell Gee down the sideline.
Tulsa will line up in the victory formation to get us to halftime as they take a knee. Tulsa by 17 here at home.
That's the end of the first half.
Yeah, right now, if you're Trey Lamb, you got to be telling your team, hey, second half, right? Just how we went and scored 17, they can come out and do that. We need to come out with the same energy.
Madison's with Coach Lamb.
Coach, up 17-0 at the half. How has your defense been able to keep the Beavers out of the end zone?
Yeah, we got 247 yards offense. They got 85, so been dominant so far. A little disappointed. We got a couple personal fouls. We got to get cleaned up. We haven't done that all year, so we got to get that cleaned up, not give them any free yards, make them earn everything.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Tulsa's been penalized 5 times, but all smiles here at H.A. Chapman Stadium for the home fans. They lead 17-0 at the half.
He makes it! North Texas wins this one. The American Women's Soccer Championship did not disappoint. This is the quarterfinals matchup between Memphis and East Carolina. Juliana Vieira knocks that ball away. No goal for the Tigers. Our number one play also comes from women's soccer. This is the championship match. UTSA and Rice. Bree Kerrigan with the ball makes a move. In overtime, will she score? She does! The Roadrunners are American Conference champions. If you see a top play this week, make sure you use the hashtag American Top Plays on social. Keep it right here. We have more coming up for you after this.
Tulsa on top of Oregon State in a non-conference matchup, 17-0. Looking for their first win in 56 days, outgaining Oregon State 247-85. The first half highlights, stats, and much more to come after this timeout. getting ready for the second half. Tulsa leads Oregon State 17-0 here at intermission inside H.A. Chapman Stadium with Lige Douzable. James Westling, Madison Hawk is on the sidelines. Total domination by the Hurricane in those first 2 quarters. What stood out most?
I like that they were balanced on offense. They came out wanted to be physical with the line of scrimmage in the offensive line. They were able to run the ball at will at times, but then Baylor Hayes has made some plays, not only with his legs, but throwing the ball down the field. You got contributions from Donnell Gee down the sideline, and then their big tight end, Brody Foley. He's been a big part of why they've had success on offense.
And we'll take a look at some of the first half highlights, but a lot of broken tackles, things that isn't really been Tulsa's way this season.
We talked about Baylor Hayes using his athletic ability, mobility, does a really good job. Doesn't like what he sees down the field right here. Design quarterback run, right? Coach Lamb said he wanted to get him going. He's one of their more dynamic players. You see it right here again. Scrambles to the outside. The defensive end's in perfect position, but his foot speed outweighs that. And then right here, the offensive line, counter play. Dominic Richardson does a really good job being physical, getting downhill, getting to the end zone. We talked about the big tight end, Brody Foley. You see some speed right there. They throw it back to him. Right here on the shovel pass, look at the nimbleness. Cuts back on 2 players, and then the physicality to not go down on first contact. Right here, get him the ball to the flat, breaks a tackle, finds pay dirt, gets into the end zone. You talked about it, James. It's been pure dominance. And we didn't even see any defensive highlights, but the defense has come today and played at a high level.
Can Tulsa keep it rolling? Find out next as we start the second half. They lead by 17 here at intermission.
The College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
It all gets started December 19th. Now here's, based on the current rankings, what the bracket would look like. But Texas A&M down by 6 at the end of the third at home against a 3-6 South Carolina team. Notre Dame is padding their resume, blowing out Pitt through 3, 30-9. And South Florida right now, the Group of 5 representative, they are trailing at Navy early in the fourth.
That's why you got to love college football. There's always some madness at the end of the year, and what a comeback right now from Texas A&M, because they could have packed it in, James. They were down 30-3, so to get it within 6 points, within striking distance, shows you the mental fortitude of that A&M team.
They've outscored South Carolina 21-0 in the third. Oregon State and Tulsa here. Tulsa up big 17-0. Madison Hawk downstairs. Madison, what did Oregon State say about the deficit?
James, I just spoke with Beavers interim head coach Rob Akee, who tells me quarterback Jabari Johnson is out for the rest of the game with an undisclosed injury. That means Malik Murphy will start the second half at quarterback. I asked him how that opens up the playbook, and he said, really, we're just looking for completions right now and a spark, because a reminder, the Beavers did go just 7 for 19 in completions there in the first half. I asked, what about defensively? How can you control some of these explosive plays from Tulsa? And he said, well, really, I thought we responded pretty well there in the second quarter. He wants the team to continue to fight, emphasizing that the line of scrimmage and the physicality there is going to be key in the second half.
Thanks, Madison. Yeah, Oregon State quarterbacks combined hitting on just 37% of their throws. They had the ball 7 times in the first half, 6 punts, and then they turned it over on downs.
And the physicality of what Coach Akee was saying is the main thing, right? Because it's one thing if you get beat one-on-one. Guys get beat. That's college football. But if you're losing a physical battle, it's going to be a tough day for you. And right now, in the trenches, they've lost the physical battle in the first half. Let's see if they can respond in the second half.
Meanwhile, you just saw the Tulsa drive chart. They have put together some impressive scoring drives to the tune of 247 yards, pacing for above their season average and close to 500, and they will have the ball first to start this third quarter. Quarterback Baylor Hayes, 10 of 14, $116, a touchdown, 71% completion rate in the first half.
Yeah, been efficient with the football, played with moxie. He's been dynamic. Coach Lamb wanted him to be dynamic. He's used his mobility, but I love that he's getting everybody involved in the offense. But it also helps we're able to run the ball as well, as the Golden Hurricane has been able to run it in the first half.
Averaging 6.2 yards per carry. 4 different running backs have tote the rock for the Hurricane in that first half. Richardson breaking a tackle. Richardson staying on his feet and staggering ahead for 17 yards. Lige, that's right on cue with your do's and don'ts.
Literally, right? You can't allow this offensive line to continue to get movement in the run game. If you're the defensive line for the Oregon State Beavers, you got to pierce this offensive line.
Dropping it in the bucket. Foley down to the 30. Here's that Tulsa tempo.
And this is what plagued the Oregon State defense in that first quarter. Nice job, nice movement right there from Baylor Hayes. Feels some pressure off to the right side, steps up to the pocket in that void and delivers an absolute dot to Brody Foley on a wheel route.
17 and 28, the first 2 plays of this second half for the Hurricane in less than a minute.
The previous play is now under review for potential targeting.
Well, where could that possibly be?
Yeah, because it looked like he hit him in the chest.
Surely that wasn't on the Foley tackle.
Oh, that is the definition, because it looks like the crown at 6 inch. He went down head first. I believe that's number 6, Jaheim Patterson, right? And there was a upward thrust into that helmet area. To me, that is the definition of targeting.
Jaheim Patterson is the Oregon State defender. 2 big bodies colliding. Patterson is 6'4", 210. Foley is 6'6", 260. So the previous play is under review for targeting. with Tulsa leading by 17.
And honestly, full speed, I thought he hit him in the chest, James. So, like, that's actually a really good catch by the officiating crew.
After review, there is no targeting on the play. First down, Tulsa.
That is an efficient review.
It really was really fast. And I'm guessing they're saying that it wasn't a launch, right? Because they're always looking for that launch to the head and neck area right there. You talked about it, both of them standing over 6'4". Maybe they're saying that's accidental. And also, he wasn't launching at the head and neck area, so that's why they said there was no targeting.
Play resumes with Tulsa having the football at the Oregon State 30, leading by 17, and a fresh set of downs. Richardson with a kick-out block from Lucas, cutting back. Richardson keeping his balance. Down to the 5-yard line, 25-yard rip.
That's a nice job by number 65, Sean Hill. Does a nice job cutting off number 98. You see it right there in the middle. He gets cut off, which leaves that big hole. Nice lead block by number 23, Landon Lucas, which allows Dominique Richardson to get to the second level. We talked about it, James, the physicality of this offensive line, and now the tight ends, they're starting to really wear on this Oregon State defensive line.
Richardson between the tackles. Powers to the 4-yard line. He's inching closer to 100 on the day. It's second down and goal.
Yeah, if you're Oregon State right here, you got to bow your back up right here in the red zone. They were able to hold the Golden Hurricane to a field goal last time they were down here in the red zone. They need that again. You do not want them to be up 24-0, especially because the offense has really struggled for the Beavers.
Second and goal from around the 5. Hayes, shoulder roll, pump fake. Running out of real estate, and he throws it away. Brings up third down for the Hurricane.
Smart play by Baylor Hayes right there. He rolled them out to the right, changed the launch point. Nice job by the Beavers in zone coverage. Everybody passes everything off. He stretched that play out as far as you could, James, and then ultimately throws it away. That's a nice job not trying to force the ball to the back of the end zone. He had Grayson Tempest there, but he was covered.
Tulsa coaches said if we can get to 150 rushing yards, we feel like we can win the game. Well, they're at 178, and they lead by 17. Presley is checked in at tailback. Foley lines up at quarterback, the big tight end. Foley on the keeper. He's in. Touchdown, Tulsa. From 5 yards away, and the Hurricane lead by 23.
And that's the inventiveness of Trey Lamb. James, we had their call 2 weeks ago versus Temple, and we saw this multiple times with Brody Foley and the Wildcat. This is just tight end power, right? It's quarterback power, but he's a tight end. He does a nice job following the blocks. And again, with that big body frame at 6'6", 260 pounds, he's just going to fall forward and fall into the end zone. Nice play call right there by Trey Lamb in the low red zone.
It's his second rushing touchdown in 3 weeks. Oregon caps a 6-play, 75-yard scoring drive, 2:28 to open the third quarter. Oregon State living on Tulsa time. You're watching The American on ESPN. H.A. Chapman Stadium in Tulsa. Tulsa leads 24-0. And Lige, you have been studying these do's and don'ts like you're getting ready for the bar exam. What stands out?
Yeah, do's for the Tulsa offense get Baylor Hayes mobile. He has 44 yards rushing, and the don't for the Oregon State defense, limit Brody Foley's impact. Well, they haven't done that. 95 yards receiving, has a receiving touchdown, James, and a rushing touchdown. So right now, Oregon State is really struggling when it comes to those do's and don'ts. And you go to the opposite side, Oregon State offense, get Hankerson going. Their lead back, he only has 34 yards rushing. And the don't for the defense, don't let Jabari Johnson get going with his mobility. He had negative rushing yards before he left the game.
And the ensuing kick bounces off the chest of an Oregon State Beaver.
Out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
That is Elijah Washington, who's a freshman. And that's going to start this drive inside their own 10-yard line. It goes from bad to worse for the Beavers.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours right here. But again, get back to who you are, right? You have Malik Murphy in the game, a veteran quarterback. Get back to running the football, right? It's still early in the third quarter. Yes, you're down 24 points, but you don't want to be pass happy, right? That's not who Oregon State is. They got to be able to get Anthony Hankerson going in the run game.
Johnson has been knocked out of this game. Madison told us at the half. Left tackle run for Hankerson, just 3. He has been really quiet. 14 carries, just 37 yards.
And you got to give a kudos to the defensive front, actually the front 7 for the Golden Hurricane. They've been up to the task of slowing down Anthony Hankerson. They knew what the game plan was, James. What it was to get Anthony Hankerson going in the run game. They've done a good job with block destruction, getting in the backfield, and stopping Hankerson.
Tulsa set the tone early with back-to-back scoring drives, jumped out to a 14-0 lead just a couple of minutes in. Checking it down underneath, first catch of the day for Trent Walker, who has been targeted 6 times, and it goes for 5.
And that's the thing, the quarterbacks have been off with their number 1 receiver, Trent Walker. They just try to get him to the flat right there, coming from right to left behind the line of scrimmage. He does a nice job spotting up in zone coverage and becoming an option for his quarterback, Malik Murphy.
Oregon State's 4 for 12 on third downs. This is 3rd and 3. They'll run it between the tackles to the 21. A gain of 5 yards, and it moves the chains. Saladin Allah on the carry.
Yeah, that's a nice physical run by Allah, because you see number 0 come into the screen right there, Ray Coney. He has it dead to right, but he does a nice job with some physicalness, leaning forward to pick up that first down.
Ray Coney, who the coaches told us has been playing through a lot of pain this season, leads the American, ranks 6th nationally in tackles. Stretch play, Allah. And a sea of blue jerseys swing him down after a gain of 3.
Nice job by the Golden Hurricane defense, getting to the ball carrier in bunches. You're going to see them. Number 19, Ty Cooper, gets up the field, opens up that B gap, but nice job by the corner. Number 3, J.D. Drew, right? Do your corners tackle? Do they show up in run support? He does a nice job showing up in run support right there.
Oregon State has not been shut out this season. They were held to 7 in a 41-7 loss against Oregon earlier this year, week 4. Murphy sliding around in the pocket, delivers a dart downfield. Walker venturing into Tulsa territory. Longest play of the day for Oregon State. Williams making the tackle after it goes for 27.
Nice movement in the pocket by Malik Murphy. You see him slip right there, number 54, coming off the edge, Byron Turner. He steps up into the void of the pocket, finds his number 1 target, Trent Walker, on that deep over route, and throws an accurate pass.
Walker is top 20 all-time in receiving yards at Oregon State, a veteran guy. First down for the Beavers. Submarined, no gain on the carry. Tim Hardiman's having a nice day.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He was on the backside right there. You're going to see him in the middle of your screen. Disengage from number 54 and make that play for no gain. That's a nice job right there by the defensive tackle, Tim Hardiman.
Oregon State has been held to 2.8 yards per play this afternoon. Play action. Murphy on second down, underneath, hits his target for a first. It's good for 11. Malachi Durant, a redshirt freshman, his second catch of the year.
And they found something on these crossing patterns right there. Malachi Durant comes from right to left. Nice job on protection by the offensive line. Allows Malik Murphy to go through his progression, and he finds Malachi Durant on that crossing pattern for a first down.
Another first down for Oregon State. This has been their best drive of the day. 7 plays, 54 yards, almost 4 minutes off the clock.
And this is their type of offense, right? They like to methodically move the ball down the field. They want to stay out of third and long, be in third and short. So they've had a nice balance here between the pass and the run.
Murphy rolling, hits Hankerson. Hankerson bumped out. A 5-yard gain pushed out by Buda Garrett on the coverage.
And James, I would have loved to see a little bit of this for Jabari Johnson. You see how they moved the launch point right there from Malik Murphy? Easy throw to the flat for his running back who has soft hands out of the backfield. Again, just staying ahead of the change. You get about 5 yards right there. On 2nd and 5, the entire playbook is open for you.
When you say launch point, you're talking about moving the pocket for the
quarterback. Moving the pocket, right. When I say moving the launch point, move the pocket for the quarterback so he can see the entirety of the field. Right there, they just roll him out to the right, and he throws an easy pass to the flat to his running back.
2nd and 5, deep in the play clock. Hankerson up the gut. Churning ahead for 3. It'll be 3rd and 2. Oregon State's drive chart, punts or turnover on downs. This has been 9 plays, 62 yards. By far their best drive. About 3 times their second best today.
Yeah, they just brought in number 82, Gabe Milborn. 12 personnel, they featured that 1 back, 2 tight ends. Look for Anthony Hankerson to potentially get this ball, and if he stopped, for them to be aggressive and go for it on 4th down.
Midway through the 3rd quarter. Handoff. Hankerson trying to cut it back against the grain. Right into the teeth of Ty Newhouse. No gain on the play.
A nice job by Ty Newhouse. We've talked about it. The interior of this defensive line, they've come to play today. They've done a nice job disengaged. You're going to see him right in the middle. Nice job by Josh Reardon. He sends him on a D-line stunt. He stunts to the outside, disengages off the offensive tackle, and holds Hankerson for no gain.
4th and 2 from the 30.
Look for some type of rub route where they get Hankerson to the flat for an easy throw from Malik Murphy right here.
Season numbers for Oregon State, less than 50%. Hankerson.
I don't think he got it.
Wrapped up by William Alexander, an unsung hero linebacker for Tulsa.
Look at the speed from number 33, Alexander. He gets over the top and gets the Golden Hurricanes off the field on 4th down.
Well, this is one way to avoid student loans. Put it through the uprights. 2 students today. Drive it right down the middle.
Got to get them on game day, James, with my guy Pat McAfee.
Student tryouts would be fantastic. Got an all-kicking team here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 24-0. Tulsa after a 4th down stop. This is the next possession for their offense, and they pick up no gain on the carry for Richardson. Thomas Collins met him in the hole.
Yeah, Collins does a nice job knocking that up the field, and you see Kai Wallen from the backside come down and finish that tackle. But that's a nice job being disruptive from the defensive tackle.
Richardson needs just 1 more yard to crack 100 on the day. Let's see if he can get it here. A cutback run. Richardson.
Oh, he's still going.
Pushing the pile. What a run. 13 yards, and he's up to a $110.
I mean, he's run so decisive. He's run with purpose. We talked about it, James. He seeks out contact, but he showed some shiftiness today in regards to making guys miss in small spaces. You see it right there. Not much space right there makes a defender miss, and then just unwilling to go down on first contact.
15 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown. His best game since the Oklahoma State game, week 4. Hayes delivers, nearly intercepted. Off the chest of Patterson, who wants that one back.
Yeah, and Baylor Hayes got away from that one. He stared that over route down. Didn't even see the half-field safety, who was number 6, Jaheim Patterson. Like you said, James, he's going to want that back, because that was almost like a punt. It hit him dead in the chest and bounced off.
It was intended for Zion Steptoe. And both of these teams are towards the bottom nationally in turnover margin. There hasn't been one yet today. 5 minutes on the nose to go in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10. Richardson. Oh. Gain of 4. He's been the primary back today. That is his 16th carry.
And that was a tough rep for number 1, Mason White. He meets him in the hole one-on-one. He drops a shoulder on him and keeps running after. White does a really good job being able to shoestring him and get him down. But again, I love the way that Dominique Richardson has run the ball today.
Tulsa's leaned on their ground game. 28 rushes, 17 passes today. 3rd and 7. Hayes locks in. Up high. What a catch. Josh Smith using that 6'4", 225-pound frame for 23 yards.
And he's a guy they like in the red zone on jump balls. They like him on these 50-50 jump ball fade. That's nice body control by Josh Smith and man coverage to go and high point it. You talked about his frame at 6'4", 225 pounds. They've been looking for him to step up. That's a nice job making a play for your offense right there.
Had the 5'11" Kobe Singleton on him one-on-one. New set of downs, A.J. Allen to the 27-yard line. It's 2nd down. Harlem Howard met him in the hole. A gain of 5, and Allen is beat up.
Yeah, he's coming to the sideline right there, getting up a little gingerly.
But that last carry puts Tulsa over 200 yards, 202 yards. They are 2-0 in their other 2 games this season when they hit that number. Floating it towards the end zone. Tempest can't bring it in. Couldn't quite capture it, and it's 3rd and 5.
What a throw by Baylor Hayes. He gets all-out pressure up. He does a nice job backpedaling just to buy some time. And he puts this where only Grayson Tempest could catch the ball towards the outside. This is a slot fade. Nice effort right there by Grayson Tempest. Just isn't able to come down with the football, but what a throw by Baylor Hayes under duress, backpedaling.
I mean, that's exactly where you want to put the football.
The only place you're supposed to put the football. That's a nice, accurate throw under duress.
Tulsa 3 for 7 today on 3rd downs. This is 3rd and 7. On the ground with Richardson in what could be 4-down territory. He's to the 24-yard line. It'll be 4th and very short after a 3-yard pickup.
Man, I believe he goes for, it looks like they're going to take the points here. I'm like you, James. Usually when you run it right there on 3rd and 7 and you get within 2 yards, you usually go for it. But again, the way this defense is played, just had a big 4th down stop. You add another 3 right here, 27-0, end of the 3rd quarter. It's going to be tough for Oregon State to come back. So Trey Lamb is deciding to take the points here.
Ty-G Hill stood him up and may have saved Oregon State 4. A 42-yard attempt for Seth Morgan. 14-4-17, bad snap. And Tulsa will turn it over on downs. A special teams blunder.
And another reason to kick the field goal there is because it makes it a 4-score game. Right there, they have a blunder, like you said, on special teams. Let's see if Oregon State can take advantage of it after a missed snap by the Golden Hurricane.
Welcome back to Chapman Stadium, where it's all Tulsa in this one, 24-0 Golden Hurricane. Oregon State trying to get something going with running back Anthony Hankerson. Right before the half, he eclipsed 1,000 yards rushing on the season for back-to-back seasons. His numbers speak to his talent, but his coaches tell me Hankerson's impact on this team extends way past the numbers. He looks players in the eyes. He holds them accountable when needed, and he's been doing that down here on the sidelines all game. He's also the first guy to pat you on the back and say good job. And guys, another point of emphasis at the half was to establish the run game. We saw the Beavers do that more last drive. We'll see what they do here. Big play here.
A wrestling match for it. It's jarred loose. J.D. Drew on the coverage. That went from catch to interception to incompletion. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's the second time they've tried to get number 12, Zach Carr, down the field. You see the arm strength of Malik Murphy. He puts it on the inside, and J.D. Drew almost comes away with an interception. That's a nice job in phase. And when I say in phase, in the hip pocket of the receiver, not interfering, and then playing the football. Nice play by number 3, J.D. Drew.
2nd down and 10. 2:05 to go in the 3rd. Tulsa up by 24. Oregon State will hand it off. And it has been a tough day for Hankerson. stacked up after a gain of just a yard. It's 3rd and 9.
And there goes that man, number 0, the man in the middle. Ray Coney does a nice job getting in the backfield and holding Hagerson down for a small gain.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. He just has an insane motor.
Man.
Stamina of 99.
The game clock did not run during the previous play. Please set the game clock to 1 minute 45 seconds.
I remember 2 weeks ago when we came here, James. That was literally the first question I asked Coach Reardon, the defensive coordinator. I was like, does this guy ever get tired? Because on tape, it doesn't look like he gets tired. And he was like, man, he just has a high motor and never stops.
He's really quiet off the field. Just takes care of business. Murphy over the middle behind his tight end, Bryce Caulfield. The Oregon State tight ends have been very quiet today. Not a single catch between that 4-man group.
And that wasn't a perfect pass, but that's a catch that Bryce Caulfield can come down with. Again, he's matched up man up with a linebacker. He beats him. If you're Malik Murphy, you want to put that out in front, but Caulfield has to catch that pass.
4th and 9, and it brings up another punt for A.J. Windsor. Tempest is the return man for Tulsa. They set up the return. They nearly blocked a couple in the first half. Tempest slices upfield. Accelerates to the 45. A nice return by Grayson Tempest, who was on the scout team just a few weeks ago.
Couple flags on the play. But James, I love that he was so decisive getting north and south. Just see too many returners back there. They'll be patting their feet, going left and right. He does a nice job. No fear dodging, getting north and south. Let's see if this play gets negated by a potential hold from the Golden Hurricane. But that was a nice return by Grayson Tempest.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block. Number 4 of the return team, 15-yard penalty, 1st down Tulsa.
7th Tulsa penalty today. Tulsa coach Trey Lamb, met with him last night. Thought it was interesting. He kind of compared this job to like Wake Forest or Vanderbilt. It's a small private school, but he said the losses just really started to wear on him. It's been 56 days. He's been consumed by football and trying to keep this group together. As they run it with Richardson. Richardson, more broken tackles. It's a yak attack today. That's 13 more for Dominic Richardson.
I mean, this is why earlier in the year when we talked to Coach Trey Lamb, he felt like Dominic Richardson could be an all-conference running back, and you're seeing it here today, right? The guy never goes down on first contact. He is the focal point of the offense. When he gets going, it opens it up for so many other people. We've seen Baylor Hayes be able to take some shots down in man coverage. You only can do that because they're adding guys to the box to slow down Dominic Richardson.
130 yards. He's approaching a career high. Richardson to the outside. Look at him go. Richardson spinning out to the 50-yard line. 17 more. Patterson the stopper.
That'll be interesting if Trey Lamb lets this clock run all the way down into the 4th quarter. But look at Baylor Hayes. He's happy for his running back. We talked about this earlier, right? A.J. Allen had a lot of success last week versus FAU. It's interesting how that works, right, James? The back end behind you has some success. I'm not as banged up this week, Coach. Let me go out here and show you what I can do, just in case you forgot.
That last carry gave him a new career high.
That is the end of the
147. A $147 for Richardson. Tulsa on the move with a big lead. Well, you can get all of ESPN college football coverage all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan, or you can simply log in with your TV provider. All of ESPN, all in one place. Well, Tulsa had 142 yards of total offense in that third quarter, and 95 came from Richardson with his legs. They go back to their workhorse running back, and he is ankle tackled. A gain of a yard. He's had quite the day, a new career high.
He's done a really good job, right, following his blockers. You see it right there, Landon Lucas, number 23, gets out in front. But that's been the best thing, right? Being able to miss guys in small spaces, being able to have contact balance, throwing the shoulders in the guys, running them over. And he's even showed you some speed on the edge. You see it right here for another explosive run. Again, he's run with determination, and it's been Tulsa's best player today.
20 carries, a $149, and a touchdown. On second down, Richardson once again, a flag comes flying in after Richardson maneuvers ahead for 4.
I think this might be a face mask on Oregon State. He makes the defensive tackle miss. I believe that was Ty G. Hill in the backfield.
Personal foul, face mask. Number 98 defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
98 is Thomas Collins.
Yeah, you're gonna see it right here in the middle. Gets a handful of face masks. And that lets you know how hard Dominic Richardson is running. That's a defensive tackle that he essentially just, gave a stiff arm to and continued to run. Like nobody, whether it's a linebacker, a defensive lineman, a safety, has been able to take him down on first contact today.
A minute gone by here in this fourth session. Hayes pushed out of bounds around the 30-yard line. -1 on the rushing attempt. Second down and long.
Yeah, JoJo Johnson does a really nice job at the defensive tackle position, running down Baylor Hayes right there on the sideline. A little RPO option right there. He could either run it, use his legs, or throw it down the field. Nobody was open, so Baylor Hayes just runs out of bounds.
Tulsa trying to add to a 24-point lead. Stretch play, Allen, he is a lightning bolt. Touchdown, Tulsa. 31 yards. Third touchdown of the year for A.J. Allen, and Tulsa leads by 30.
Nice play design by Trey Lamb right there. Simple zone read, but what they do is they block the offensive line to the right, which buys the linebackers. Now you're going to see this. They pull number 52 around. But watch number 7, Zion Steptoe. He just gets in the way of Skylar Thomas, which essentially springs A.J. Allen for that touchdown. We talked about his speed and how he's more of a shifty, change of pace back. You see the speed right there take over, and he's able to find his way to the end zone.
6-play, 80-yard scoring drive. Just a hair under 3 minutes off the clock.
Look at A.J. Allen in the open field. The Golden Hurricanes have really got their run game going, and they just added another score.
Tulsa coach Trey Lamb after that 6-play, 80-yard scoring drive, nearly 3 minutes, and Tulsa has dominated this game on the ground. 261 yards rushing. They had 131 in the first half and already a $130 here in the second half. Early stages of the fourth quarter. Tulsa leading 31-0 over Oregon State.
Now, James, if you're Trey Lamb, right, you're telling your defense don't let up. Right, I believe the last time they've had a shutout here was 2002 versus UTEP, and right now the Golden Hurricane are on that trajectory to potentially shut out Oregon State. So if you're this Golden Hurricane defense, like that's what you lean on. We talked about what's your why. Right now the motivation is we've played this well and up to this standard this far in the game. Let's not let up, right? Let's continue to play to that standard. Let's see if we can get a shutout this year.
New quarterback in for Oregon State. This is Tristan Tia. And Tia in some trouble. Intercepted. A disaster from the snap. Picked off by Champ Lewis. Ray Coney and Nakai Johnson had the quarterback dead to rights.
Well, the question mark is going to be, was he down? Because it looked like Ray Coney had him on the ground when he released that. He's going to be tight. Let's look at the replay right here.
Knee.
That knee is down. So it'll be a sack. Oregon State will come back out on the field because it looked like Ray Coney had him down, and I was right. That right knee did go down.
Replay has reviewed the previous play. The passer's knee was down prior to the pass. It'll be second down Oregon State at the 15-yard line.
Love how quick that replay got in. It was clear. This is a freshman quarterback. A loss of 10 on the sack.
Yeah, Ray Coney has secondary contain on this bootleg. He does a nice job attacking the upfield shoulder and getting down Tia before he's able to throw that pass. Now, unfortunately for the Golden Hurricane, it would have been an interception by Champ Lewis, but nice play by Ray Coney.
Tristan Tia was a 4-star recruit out of high school by 24/7 Sports, 3 stars from Rivals and ESPN. Threw for 3,400 yards last year, his senior year in high school. He's a freshman. He hands it off, and Hatcher zigzags to the 20, a gain of 5.
Love that the Golden Hurricanes continue to play Hurricane, come out and continue to play with energy on the defensive side. We talked about it, James, right? 2002 was the last time they had a shutout here, and it was versus UTEP. So right now, that's dangling in front of your face if you're this Golden Hurricane defense, right? You've played to a high standard today. Now it's all about finishing the job.
3rd and 15. They drop 8. Tia unloads over the middle. First down, it's close to it. Right at the stake.
Looks like they're going to give it to him.
And they move the chains.
It's a nice job going through his progression. You see him look to the right, pump fake. Then he finds number 18, Carson Boschma right in the middle, spotting up in zone coverage for that first down.
A gain of 15. Oregon State has pulled most of their starters. Tia whistles it. Walker has it. Walker tracked down by Green inside the 25. Biggest play of the day for the Beavers.
Tia has really ignited the passing offense for this Oregon State Beavers offense. See Elijah Green right here. He tries to chop away the football. Nice job by Trent Walker, right? Ball security right there. We've seen so many receivers break from the initial defender. Don't see the next defender coming. He does a nice job securing that after the catch and the run.
That was a gain of 43 yards. Tia has played in high-stakes games. He's been a part of a ton of wins in high school, but he also grew up playing baseball and played in the Little League World Series at 11 years old. A chunk of 10 on the ground, and things opening up for the Oregon State offense.
Nice physical run right there by number 21, Cornell Hatcher. Outside zone, puts his foot in the ground. The backside defensive end misses the tackle, and then he's able to get a couple yards. I believe that was number 19, Ty Cooper, that misses the tackle. But nice physical run right there by Hatcher.
First and 10 Beavers. They've struggled in the red zone this season. And nothing doing on the ground, a loss of 2. Joe Yelly, the stopper from his defensive tackle position.
Good job by Joe Yelly in the defensive line right there. Does a nice job disengaging from that block, getting in the backfield and tackling that for a loss.
Tulsa has not shut out an opponent since 2002. Tia, quarterback draw, weaving inside the 5, powering his legs to the 2-yard line. First and goal, Beavers after a 12-yard gain. And Oregon State is knocking on the door.
Nice play design by Danny Langsdorf. What they do is they motion out number 21, Cornell Hatcher, makes the linebacker go, which means the box is light. Then they have a quarterback draw. They lead up with the tight end. Nice physical run by Tia to almost pick up the first down.
Oregon State fans saying, where's this kid been? Looks sharp on this drive. Goes under center. Play fake in the flat. He puts it on the money, and Walker has a touchdown. Perfect placement, and the shutout is no more. It's 31-6.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 right here. But again, nice play design again by Danny Langsdorf. Heavy play action pass, put the ball in the belly of number 21, the Hatcher, get everybody to bite up, and you get Trent Walker from left to right behind the line of scrimmage to the flat to out-leverage the defense. Nice play design, simple throw right there by Tia, and Trent Walker finds the end zone.
An 8-play, 75-yard scoring drive, 4:29 off the clock. Beavers going for 2. Wells in motion. Tia drops to throw. And he one-hops it to Walker. It's incomplete. And our score stays the same. It's Tulsa 31, Oregon State 6, but the Beavers are on the board with 8:49 to play here in Tulsa.
Tia does a nice job looking off to the right, finding Trent Walker for the touchdown, but misses him on a quick out route to get the 2-point conversion.
Oregon State, an 8-play, 75-yard drive, 429. What'd you like about the freshman quarterback, Tristan Tia, coming in?
I love that he played with confidence. We saw that big third down conversion right there to Carson Boschman, and then also using his athletic ability, the quarterback draw in the red zone to get them to the one, and then he finds Trent Walker and pays it off for a touchdown.
They squibbed the ensuing kick, and an up man, tight end Julian Roberts, brought down at the 23 as we check in with Madison. Madison, the Tulsa coaches are not happy about that score.
Not at all. Tulsa defensive coaches not happy with them giving up a touchdown there on that last drive, saying very loudly, if you follow me, that's on us. We can't quit now. 8 minutes left to play. And they were challenging the defense to finish just as strong as they started, emphasizing no easy plays.
They had a chance to pitch their first shutout in 23 years. They lead by 25. It's 31-6, Tulsa. Handoff Richardson trying to pull through arm tackles. A gain of just a yard or two. Tulsa's had so many close losses. Remember last time they were at home, just a gut-wrenching loss. A failed two-point conversion in overtime. They fell to Temple 38-37. And then New Mexico State earlier in the year on the road. They were in the game at East Carolina. It's been 56 days since their last win.
Yeah, and Trey Lamb talked about that. He said, you would never know it, though, the way these kids have come out and how resilient they've been, how they've been able to practice like they are a championship-type team. So he felt like, you said it earlier, James, if we rush for 150 yards, we have a good chance. Well, they did more than that, right? And they're continuing to run the ball right here with Dominic Richardson. You could tell that he told the coaching staff, hey, put it on me, right? I'm going to be the workhorse today. Go ahead and hitch up to my wagon. I'm going to lead us to victory.
And remember, when we met with Trey Lamb week 1, he said his first job within the job was to make these guys want to play football.
Correct.
And to make football fun again.
They had lost so much, right? And when you continuously lose, the thing that you love, you don't love anymore. So he was like, week in and week out, it was just about them having fun and falling in love with the game of football again. And you can tell that they've done a really good job, this coaching staff and support staff, of making these players believe in football again here at Tulsa.
First down option play, a gain of 5. Richardson adds to his career high, up to 165 yards. Peterson makes the stop. And a parallel between both coaching staffs and both programs. Same record, kind of different directions in terms of, we know that a new staff will be coming in next year at Oregon State. This was year 1 for Trey Lamb, but both coaches said that there's no locker room issues. There's no chemistry issues. All of these guys get along. They all like each other within that locker room.
Yeah, both coaches, that's what they really relayed in the meetings that we had with them this week, is that this is a tight-knit group. You would never know that they've only got 2 wins on the season. Guys aren't at each other's throats. They aren't at each other's neck. They're all each other's biggest cheerleaders. So that's always great, right? In a locker room, you could have guys that are still putting on for each other and going to war with each other week in and week out, and there's no jealousy at all between players. So kudos to Coach Akey and also Trey Lamb for holding these teams together, even though they haven't had a lot of success on the field.
Second down and 9 for the Hurricane with just over 6 minutes to play. Richardson losing his balance. That was his 26th rushing attempt. It brings up third down.
Yeah, and a little bit surprised, right? Going into this game, we thought A.J. Allen would be the feature back just because Dominic Richardson has been banged up. But you could tell that Trey Lamb went with the hot hand, right? Dominic Richardson was a man on a mission today. He wanted to show the coaching staff, yeah, I might be banged up, but I'm going to lay it on the line for my brothers, right? I'm going to lay it on the line for my family, not only the name on the front of the jersey, but the name on the back of the jersey as well.
Tulsa has a season high on the ground, 276 yards. They run it on third down with Richardson. Richardson twisted down at the 41. Lost a yard on the play, and it's fourth down, and Tulsa will have to punt.
I mean, but even a loss, right? Watch the stiff arm to the right side. Stiff arm, that defender isn't able to get away from number 33, Sean Craig, right there. But again, he just never goes down on first contact, James. So even in a loss, he makes it look pretty.
And Sean Craig is a freshman cornerback who has back-to-back tackles, his first 2 tackles of the season. Angus Davies on the punt. It's been a quiet day for him because the Tulsa offense has been sustaining drives. With 4:41 to play, fair catch inside the 15, a 46-yarder from Davies. Upcoming schedules for Oregon State, they have a bye next Saturday, then wrap up at Washington State. Second time those two teams will meet this year. Oregon State won the first 10-7. And then Tulsa, they play at Army next Saturday and then wrap up on Senior Day on November 29th here at home against UAB.
Yeah, if you're both of these teams, you want to finish the season on the right note. You talked about it. Oregon State already pulled off a massive win versus Washington State earlier this year. They have to play them again at the end of the year. And Tulsa, you have 2 more games at Army and then UAB. You want to finish the season right.
Tristan Tiaz checked in at quarterback, the third quarterback today for Oregon State. Incompletion, looking for his tight end, Milborn. On the coverage was Zach Williams.
And that's the catch Milborn has to come down with. That was perfect placement from Tia, who we really like what we've seen from him so far in the fourth quarter. The kid has come in, played with confidence, and he's throwing with accuracy.
Had a 43-yarder that set up the touchdown on the last drive. On second down and 10, back to the air, and Wells reels it in. Ushered out of bounds around the 30. A 16-yard gain.
And if you're Elijah Green, you got inside leverage there. You can't leave your feet unless you know you're going to come down with the football. You got to understand you're up big in this game, and I get it. You're trying to maybe steal one right there, but you got to be smart right there and just get the player down after he catches it.
Underneath to Hankerson, and Hankerson is pushed forward. We'll mark him down a yard shy. It's a gain of 9. Anglin on the coverage and making the tackle. It's 2nd and 1. Hankerson knifing for the first down. This Oregon State offense, they were shut out in the second half a week ago against Sam Houston. First time they had been shut out in a half since the Oregon game week 4. And then they were shut out through 3 quarters here today. Tia floats it one-on-one. Out of bounds, intended for Wells. Elijah Green was on the coverage, and Green tied for the nation's lead with 5 interceptions this season.
Yeah,
Second and 10.
He's a finalist for the Jim Thorpe, one of 15 guys in the country. He's one of the best, if not the best, corner in the American Conference. Has been very opportunistic with the ball in the air this year. You talked about it, James. 5 interceptions right now, ties the FBS lead.
Played a lot as a true freshman last year, local kid from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Second and 10. Tulsa dropping 7, and they almost had an interception right through the hands of Josh Anglin, the linebacker.
And he read it perfect. The transfer coming in from North Alabama. You can see him right in the middle of your screen. He's just watching the quarterback's eyes and vision. Right there, miscommunication between the quarterback and tight end. Gabe Milborn in zone coverage is supposed to spot it right there, and the quarterback puts it out in front as if he was supposed to keep running. Right there, Anglin just drops the interception.
Third down. Oregon State is 7 for 17 on third downs today. Twist up front. Tia stands tall, zings it, and Walker reels it in for a first down. Green on the coverage.
And again, he tries to undercut this one, right? It seems like he's pressing on the outside. He's in perfect position. He also slips and falls right there at the top of the route. But when you're in phase, right, when you're behind it, you can't keep looking back because that slows you down, right? You got to get into the hip pocket of the receiver. He slows down and allows Trent Walker to come up with that catch.
Tia improvising, and a strike to Milborn. Sets up Oregon State first and goal. 2 plays ago it was 39. That one good for 12.
Again, we like what we've seen from Tia. Again, being able to push the ball down the field. Right there, you saw his mobility to get outside the pocket and find his tight end, number 82, Gabe Milborn, for a first down completion.
7 for 10, 137 yards on the last 2 drives for Oregon State.
And if you're Josh Reardon, you have to be pulling out your hair, right? Because you have a dominant performance for literally 3.5 quarters. And in the second half of the 4th quarter, you've given up a ton of yards. It's all about finishing. We talked about this earlier, James. How do you finish the game, right? Earlier, they had an opportunity to have a shutout. They didn't get that. The next drive, you would want to come out and go 3 and out, but it already seems like Oregon is in prime scoring position to add to the scoreboard.
Tia on a rope. Touchdown, Oregon State. A 4-yard strike to David Wells. And the freshman quarterback has led the Beavers on 2 touchdown scoring drives.
Nice job by the offensive line. You're going to see he starts right, then he finds his receiver, David Wells, who beats number 21, Lento Smith, on the end zone at the snap. You see Lento tries to get hands on him. In man coverage, he misses. David Wells gets to the back of the end zone right by the goalpost on that bang 8. Nice accurate throw by Tia for the touchdown.
10 plays, 86 yards. 2:24 off the clock, and they will go for 2. Tia looking right. Scanning, buying time, and finds a man wide open. Carson Bashma for the 2-point conversion.
The result of the try is good. This is the 2-minute timeout.
Look at Tia scanning, going right to left, uses mobility to get outside. Bosma has dropped his zone coverage. He finds him for the 2-point connection.
31-14, our new score because of this kid, Tristan Tia.
I mean, he's been poised in the pocket. He's finding the open receiver. But this has been the biggest thing. He's pushing the ball down the field. He's got the confidence to throw it down the field. You see the mobility, being able to throw on the run. And then right here, paying it off, quick bang 8 to his receiver, David Wells. And on the two-point conversion, the play after that uses mobility to get outside the pocket to find Boschma for the two-point conversion. He's played really well since coming in midway through the fourth quarter.
His stats are on 2 scoring drives. He's only been out there 2 series.
Oh.
And the onside bounces off the chest of a Tulsa player. It looks like the Hurricane have recovered.
At number 80, Cobb had an opportunity for Oregon State to come down. Grayson Tempest ends up finally falling on the football. But you see right here, it bounces off Dady Drew. What a bounce right there. Hits him right in the face mask. Comes off. Number 80, you see him slamming the floor, Cobb. He had an opportunity to get that, but nice heads-up play by Grayson Tempest to fall on that football.
The 2-minute timeout is behind us. Stephen Kittleman is checked in at quarterback. Tulsa leads 31-14. They hand it off to A.J. Allen. And Allen is roped down after a gain of a yard. It took 3.5 quarters for Oregon State to wake up, but Oregon State has brought it.
Oregon State, their first of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
They continue to fight with 1:46 to go, burning their first timeout.
And I was wondering, would Coach Akey take the timeout? Maybe he's trying to get Tia some more reps right here at the end. Obviously, Coach Lamb has already taken out his quarterback and putting Kettleman the backup quarterback. So I love that Oregon State continued to fight, especially on offense. They look significantly better those last 2 drives led by Tia.
What a debut for him. He threw 1 pass all season before this game, completed it for 4 yards against Lafayette. But today, he's been nails. Here's Stephen Kittleman, his bio, 5'10", 200, senior from here in Tulsa. 2 for 3 this season, 18 yards. He is a 1-yard scorer. Went to Jinx High School, 5th year, veteran guy, locker room leader. Allen twisted down after a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd down.
Timeout. Oregon State, their second of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Please set the game clock to 1:40.
Baylor Hayes, let's look at his day. 12 for 19, 163 yards and a score.
Thank you.
And he's using his mobility right here, which is one of the do's and don'ts. It's a nice job scanning the zone coverage and taking off. Right here, the defensive end is out there. I have more foot speed than you. You're not going to catch me. Picks up a crucial first down there. But when you've been able to use your mobility, then you start throwing with confidence. You see right there, you see him edge up into the pocket, throw an absolute dime to Brody Foley down there on a wheel route for an explosive catch. You see it, 12 for 19, 163 yards. They didn't need him that much to throw the football, but he added 43 rushing as well. And the Golden Hurricane rushed for over 200 yards in this game.
Had back-to-back 3 touchdown performances against East Carolina, and Temple became the first Tulsa quarterback to do that since 2021, and he's just a redshirt freshman. Kittleman navigates to the 40, and Oregon State's going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. With 1:32 to go, it is 4th down for the Hurricane and 3 to gain.
I can
3rd
see
and
Coach
final
Lamb.
timeout of the half. Oregon State. 30 seconds. They set the game clock to 1:33.
I can see Trey Lamb being aggressive and potentially going for it right here,
Thank you.
right? 4 and 3, 4th and 3 yards to go. Usually in plus territory, that's what he usually does, because this is too far for a field goal right now. I can see him trying to close out this game with his offensive line.
Trey Lamb calls games like it's a PS5, and he's going for it on 4th and 3 with a chance to put this game on ice from the 40. We had Baylor Hayes came up in our chat with Coach Lamb last night, and Baylor Hayes is starting to play like he could be QB1 next year here in Tulsa.
Without a doubt, I think he's earned the right to be the starter next year. I think they just got to add some pieces around him. It's going to be close.
Did he get there?
I think they did. They gave it to him. That should probably be one of the last 2 plays, besides a couple of kneel downs from Kettleman. Let's see it again. He gets to the edge right here. Runs
Forward
through contact.
progress resulted in a first down for Tulsa.
He was tackled by 3 Oregon State defenders. That is no quit from this Beaver defense.
No, not at all. But I also love the physicality right there of A.J. Allen to continue to turn the legs to make sure he got the first down, to essentially put this game on ice.
But back to your thoughts on Hayes for next year.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think you just got to add some pieces around him. He's shown the moxie to be the starting quarterback. He's very dynamic with his mobility, and he can throw the ball down the field. So I know that was a question mark for them going into this season. They were going to give him this opportunity, and he's relished in this opportunity and proven that he could be a starting quarterback in this conference.
And he's one of only 2 freshman quarterbacks playing right now in the American. He's become a true dual threat guy. He added 43 yards on the ground today. And he likes to be coached. He likes to be coached really hard.
Yep.
He's not afraid of criticism. He likes to be yelled and screamed at. That was an interesting note from Coach Lamb.
He relishes in it.
And that's rare for a freshman quarterback.
For sure. Like, again, in this age of college football, it's always interesting how coaches coach, right? And when we were talking to Coach Lamb, he said Baylor Hayes likes it. He's like, I like to get after him during the weeks because he relishes in it. He wants to be coached hard because he wants to be good.
A nice win for Tulsa. That 56-day losing streak is over. 31-14, our final. Madison's with our MVP, Dominic Richardson.
Dominique, wow, what a game for you all. The offense was humming throughout this entire game. How were you all able to get into a rhythm early?
We just had a mindset coming in the game, playing hard. Even though we're not making it to a bowl game, we're playing for each other. I feel like the O-line got everything started. They blocked their butts off, and they just fired their butts off the line. So that's the main thing. So that's how we started off fast. We just had a mindset we're going to win this game.
Yeah, and those blocks allowed you to get 166 rushing yards in this one rushing touchdown as well. What were you seeing out of Oregon State's defense that led to your success?
I feel like they was overplaying a little bit. Great team. They played hard. I feel like we just kind of schemed their play calls up. So we kind of knew we had to press it and kind of bust it backside, and we're still going to overflow. The gap's going to be wide open. So that was the main focus for us, and things kind of open up for us and went our way.
And your defense had a shutout until the fourth quarter. When they're playing that well, how much pressure does it take off the offense?
It's a lot of pressure. It's taking a lot of pressure off of us. I mean, they come out there and play man-to-man coverage and just play really hard at the play. And I feel like we got some picks out there and everything. So that's the main thing. So they play hard, we play hard, we play for each other. Like I said, that kind of bounces off from offense to defense. So that's bring the team together, and that's how we win.
You just mentioned that mindset. This win snaps a 5-game losing streak. How much momentum does it give you to finish out the season strong?
A lot of momentum. I mean, this is a big game coming in here after, like, not making a bowl game. You know, like I said, we have our heads on straight. We know we have to work hard for each other, playing for each other, like I said before. And 2 more games left, Army and whoever we play next. But we just got to play hard. UAB. We got to play them hard. So I think we have a good mindset going into the next games and winning the other ones out as well.
All right, well, enjoy this one first.
I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Dominic Richardson, 114 rushing yards in the second half alone. Tulsa gets the win. 31-14, our final score, led by Richardson in a career day, 166 yards rushing. For Ligier Duzable, for Madison Hawk, for our producer, Jeff Bowen, I'm James Westling, saying so long from H.A. Chapman Stadium. Tulsa wins it big, 31-14 here on ESPN.